Welcome back to the conversation that never ends. This is Timeless Talk. I'm your host, AJ, and we're back for another episode. This brings us to episode 8 in season 2. We're good. We're back for another episode, y'all. You know, we have as you can see here, another guest, man. This is probably our most featured season ever, man, so far, huh? Season 1, we didn't have as many features, man.
I was going to say, they just can't get enough.
Yeah, it's good, though. We're getting a lot of interesting people on the show, so, you know, shout out to everybody that's been on the show so far. I'm going to introduce this gentleman to my left right now in a second. To right, far left, you guys already know who he is. You got B Money.
Gotta have that horn.
All right, so we got B Money on the right, and then over here on my right, we got Slideshow.
You gonna give me that?
Yeah, Slideshow.
If you watch anime, that's my final form.
And over here, I mean, I don't want to expose what Jelly does for a living, but, you know, to my direct left, we have Jelly, as in the jelly. No, I'm going to say jelly donut.
No, that's a real thing.
Nah, we got Jelly over here on our left. Thanks for being on the show, man.
Of course, man. Thank you for having me.
You don't mind if I call you jelly beans, right?
No, whatever you want. I'm good.
Jelly beans.
I like jelly beans. Yeah.
But anyway, you guys, it's gonna be a good episode, man. Jelly's gonna get more into what he does, and well, not too much detail because I know the man can't give away everything, just like we can't give away everything. But you know, he's an interesting person. We take interesting people on the show, not weird ones.
Everybody got some type of talent, huh?
But I guess everybody's weird, right? I guess we're all weird to an extent.
I mean, I don't know if anyone's weird, right? Define weird now.
That's true. Good point. Define normal. Whatever the fuck normal. We're going to get to that later in the show. But yes, he's right. B Money start us off with his topic. Go ahead, B Money. Take us away, man.
So I had some fun with the last episode doing a list. So I was going to do my top 5 childhood rumors that I just absolutely believed in because, fellow kids my age told me just run with it. So I'm going to do my top 5. After that, I want you guys to give me your number
tidbits
1.
on it. Okay.
All right. So number 1. Chewing gum, when swallowed, will take 7 years to digest in your stomach.
I believe that shit.
No.
It's like bullshit.
Right away. You digest it like every other thing.
They say it like sticks to the walls.
For years. That's what I thought too.
Bro, I believe that stupid shit too.
Like how you going to get rid of it? What's going on?
That's a good one, man. Okay. I forgot about that one, bro. I thought that was real.
Number 2, it was, the inch and a half erasers for school. Mm-hmm. The ones that are half pink, half blue.
Yeah.
Oh,
for years, I was told that the blue part erases ink. It just tears up your paper. It erases regular graphite, everything else. But for years, believed it.
Wow.
We're going to get a little deeper.
All right.
Mountain Dew and Surge shrank your testicles and lowered your sperm
count.
I
heard that one.
I heard the shrank the penis, not the.
Yeah, see? Yeah, but I guess that rumor caught on so bad that Surge and Mountain Dew stock went down quite a bit because no one's drinking it for the fear.
Wow.
Was it true that it's like bull pee? Is that true? That's not true either?
That's taurine, I think, from Red Bull.
Oh.
But no.
I thought it was bull sperm.
Oh, see, that's 2 for 1 right there.
Two for one.
There. The next one here is the vinegaroons. Remember those? Or whip spiders? The rumor for years that I believe for years was that if you were bit by a vinegaroon, everything you taste is just vinegar in your mouth.
What?
They're not. Yeah. I just found out maybe 5 years ago that they are not venomous and they just pinch. But if they're eaten by something, they can release a chemical bioweapon that one of the ingredients is vinegar based. But no, you won't taste vinegar when you're bit by a vinegaroon. For years, though, believed it. And this is the last one. This one might all hit with everybody. That Marilyn Manson had surgery to remove 2 of his ribs so he can give himself oral pleasure. That was.
Wait, how
I think we all believe that one. Though. You remember that one? I heard that one.
Yeah. Wait, one more time?
Marilyn Manson, the
you know who this?
The singer artist.
Which one?
Oh no.
Marilyn Manson.
The name is familiar, but I don't. No,
I'm sorry, bro.
The Dope Show.
The Beautiful People.
Like pioneered shock rock.
Yeah. No? Okay, cool.
You know what? To be fair, though, it was before his time. I mean, before my time, too, though. I only know who he was because he was a fucking weirdo, dude. I was like, who is that guy?
Yeah, I got to keep in mind.
Artist, though.
Christian
he was,
Mama?
Though. He did break.
Christian household?
No.
Yeah, no.
You wouldn't have heard of Marilyn Manson.
No way.
Just so y'all know why I don't know.
Okay, I got
That's the reason why.
Yeah.
That checks out.
I didn't know he didn't have access to the internet.
No. But I don't. I just don't watch that stuff.
All right.
Because I don't, for one, I don't even know what it is. But you guys saying this weird stuff. So
That shit.
But no, doing some deep
wouldn't say
diving,
all that.
deep diving on that last rumor. I guess that was also for Mick Jagger back in the day. The same rumor, and it just translated and dropped down to Marilyn Manson. And that rumor took up more space in my brain than it needed to as a kid. It was talked about all the time in classrooms. Like, would you do it? Like, well, maybe.
Did you, bro?
I would have home field advantage. Like, I mean,
That's funny. Home field advantage. So
I know what I like.
What a way to put it, man. And that's true. All right, so I guess you want to go now to your.
Well, so what are some rumors that you guys, as a kid, just instantly believed in?
Go ahead, Slideshow. Let me start with you.
I just want to jump off the gum one really quick before I go into mine. I heard that same thing, but I guess by the time it got to my generation, it was that the gum stuck to your heart, like for your whole life.
How would it go to your heart?
I don't know, but as a kid,
You're dumb and young.
you
don't understand anatomy or how it works.
You hear some
Well,
health
I wanted
stuff,
my
and it's
heart.
like,
What's the spearmint? No, I got to run a mile today. I can't be.
man,
risking
right? So
my
I'm
heart.
just here as a kid thinking like, man, I didn't care. I still swallow gum, so it was like I just have like 50 pieces of gum like stuck to my heart and
All over the place. Huh?
Yeah, right. And I'll probably pass away soon.
Maybe.
You made peace with that?
Man, yeah.
You made peace with that.
I didn't care.
God damn you, juicy fruit.
Man. But one for me was I think you know how they try to stop little kids from being that they have.
The what?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know how to explain it, but you know how like kids they
I
have
don't
the
think
tendency.
interpretive dance is gonna.
No. See, look, that was me showing the visual, but I'm explaining now.
Okay. Yeah,
Go ahead,
please.
break it down.
So it's like how like kids they be having some little tendencies, but they don't really like understand what they're feeling. Like you say, they don't really know that anatomy. So like one of them that I believed was that how you were told, or maybe you guys weren't told that if you kiss a girl, she'll get pregnant.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
So
I was never told that. Were you guys told that?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I was just kind of told to stay away from them altogether.
right, or like the
man.
cooties.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cooties.
the cootie touch.
Like even holding hands.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So what was the goal of that? The goal was just like to what?
Keep you in check.
Demotivate
Yeah.
Remote
reproduction.
abstinence, right?
Yeah, basically, right? Promote it. That's true.
Yeah, I like
That makes sense.
That's-
Yeah, promote
abstinence.
abstinence.
Yeah.
Yeah, like kissing.
You got no business doing that shit yet.
Well, how about
Holding
kissing leads to
STIs.
mono? Is that a real thing?
You can, yeah.
That is a real thing.
Yeah.
Supposedly it does. Yeah.
But you can get it only once. That's why it's mono. So that's good.
Ah.
Mono one.
Boom.
Yeah,
Makes
learn
sense.
something new every day.
You
huh?
do. I didn't know that. Shit.
I didn't know that.
Crazy.
Man.
Whoa,
That was
that's
good.
That's
See,
a clever
the-
way to for the name. Wow.
The only that was a double whammy though, because it wasn't even about that. That's not what kept me away from the girls. The girls didn't like me, so I was like, so I ain't had to worry about that.
Like, fuck it. They don't like me anyway. So
Yeah, see, so I don't got to worry about that anyways.
No, when I was a lot younger, that you would stress out, like if you're flirting with a girl and you hold hands, like now you're like, how much Listerine to get this
sinner,
STD
yeah.
off me?
STD.
You-
Yeah, it's crazy how naive kids are though.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Your peers, your guardians, your loved ones are telling you.
That's what they
this.
tell you, right?
yeah.
That's what you know.
Yep. All right,
That's crazy.
AJ, what do you got? What's a big
Me, man.
rumor?
Honestly, it's crazy because a lot of the ones you said, bro. I'm really not trying not to piggyback because that did sound like a lot of the shit that I heard and just believed. But the whole jerking off will make you go blind,
Yep.
Oh my God, yeah.
bro. That one, man. Like really, bro. That's one of mine. Like what the?
Never heard that.
You know, you never heard that one? Yeah, you do it too much, you might go blind or get hairy palms. I'm
Harry,
like,
Harry
oh,
Palms,
bro.
yeah. But then the trick was when you were telling other friends that rumor, you see if they check, and then you dirty mother.
You might beat your meat every day, huh?
Hair in your palm. What? Oh.
Yeah, motherfucker. I'm just hairy, man. What you mean? Nah, but that was one of the big ones for me, man. And then I think it was that one.
Or if you step on a crack,
Oh, yeah. Breaking mama's back. I was like, that shit's stupid, man.
that had people outside looking
Yo, do it,
crazy,
stop.
man.
Pushing people over. And I'm like, man, what's not that serious, bro?
She granted me. She deserves it.
Hey, fuck it. I don't even like my grandma. Like, damn, bro, you morbid. A lot of people like that, though, but just they don't. I mean, I didn't believe that one, but that's really the only two that I have, man. I don't really have too many of those, honestly, that
All right,
that you haven't already said, you know?
Well, if we're talking about rumors, again, I'm piggybacking off you, but there was a rumor that Marilyn Manson was Kevin Arnold's best friend in the Wonder Years TV show, that he was the actor. Did you ever hear that one?
No.
That was one of the rumors, that Marilyn Manson played, and I forget his name right now. What was Kevin's best friend? Paul. Paul was his name. Yeah. That Paul, the actor, was actually Marilyn Manson. And I think that was dispelled also.
Damn, okay. But that's a good harmless rumor, though. It's not
Yeah.
going to ruin your childhood.
But if you're getting into rumors versus superstition, right, then break a mirror, 7 years bad luck.
Okay.
Oh, that was a big one.
That was one.
Yeah.
Oh, the big one. That can be. I forgot about that one. See, there are more. I just forgot about them.
Yeah.
Breaking the mirror, 7 years bad luck. I
Yeah,
remember
you
that
got to
one.
go all the way back into the closet to remember that one. The old
Man, that
file
was
cabinet.
yeah.
What about,
Well, I got one. Actually, got one more.
all right, go ahead.
Keep that thought though, because I want to hear what you're going to say.
Already lost
The
it.
whole Bloody Mary.
I didn't.
The whole Bloody Mary one.
I didn't know
in
if
the
that
mirror?
one counted though.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that one counted because was
It
that
does. Go inside, close the door, turn the
Yeah.
lights
Not
off,
true,
say Bloody
so
Mary
it's-
like
it's
5
a
times or
rumor.
whatever.
the
and
lights,
show up
the
here.
lights toilet,
Yeah.
and what is the lights toilet
Wait, it's got to be. What's
and the sink?
Wait,
I
what's
think it's the
wait,
sink.
what-
So
wait,
three
what-
times.
what are you talking about?
What about
Like
the toilet?
what you had to do?
No.
Like
I don't know
you
about
had to
that.
flicker the lights.
You had
and
to
then flush
flick
the
the
toilet
lights and say
3
Bloody
times.
Mary like
and
7
then
times or some
yeah,
shit.
and then be in front of the mirror.
Yeah,
I was told
And
shut
then
the
she would
door,
appear.
shut the door, lights off
Yeah.
3 times.
That's what I heard too.
Was it
Yeah,
3?
I mean,
I heard it was 5 times. See, it's different.
I think it differed between generations.
Yeah,
I never had a toilet involved though.
no one ever knew had the balls to try it though.
I did.
No, hell no.
No, fuck no. I was like, I'm not gonna try that shit.
We did the remix
I did-
version.
I did.
That's why we had
You
to
did
do
it?
In high school though, when I was more like, now I know.
It's bullshit.
As a kid, you're like, I have a lot to live for. Like,
I'm not doing that. Fuck.
like I got a hologram Charizard. Like my life's good right now.
I got a holographic Charizard.
I got pizza rolls
Yep.
in the oven. Like
Yep.
my life's going really good right now.
I mean, I think I was more scared of blowing a fuse on the house because electricity is hard to come by in boron. It's pretty tough. So if I blew a breaker in boron, it's over.
That's it.
dude.
It's done. Yeah. Fuck,
the store
man.
only sells 2 breakers.
That's what he was struggling with.
You gotta make sure.
Makes sense.
Now the biggest one too is driving in your dad's car, back seat, and you try to turn the light on to play Game Boy. Like if you turn that light on, he's gonna instantly get in a car accident. And if you want your family to die, go ahead and touch that light. Oh,
Fuck.
no, I'm good. And now being a father like that, no, you're absolutely fine. Just turn the lights on.
Not as intense as it
At all.
as you depicted it to
But
me.
for
originally.
years, like, don't do that. Why? You go to jail.
You know, I'm good with sticking with that though because you can't see anything with that
No,
damn
it's
dome
terrible.
light on.
Right.
We could just
Especially
keep
at
that
night.
one running.
That is true.
There was
Man.
one too. A friend of mine, his mom told him that when you hear the sirens and the sounds of the ice cream truck, that's because they're out of ice cream.
Oh, she played.
you stop hearing
hear
it?
it and go,
She
"Oh,
plays you.
Damn. Yep. She played. She played you,
Hey,
man.
now you got manipulated, bro.
Straight up.
That's
She's
crazy.
like, here's $1. Oh, you hear it? He's like, yeah, I hear it. They're out. I know.
That's fucked up. Oh my god, that's terrible, dude. I'm sorry, I had to do laugh track for that, bro.
Think how many like Ninja Turtle ice creams he never missed. You know, he missed out on and all that. That's
That
terrible.
Ninja Turtle ice cream was the
Bro, with the bubblegum
that was
eyes,
the
with the
business.
bubblegum eyes,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
that was good. That had a Spider-Man one too, or a Sonic the Hedgehog one. Had a lot of them, man.
The Sonic flavor was terrible.
The Sonic one, though, was
Chalk,
terrible.
like a blue chalk.
Even the gum wasn't good. It's like green gum for his eyeballs. It wasn't that good either.
and then the
5-second
flavor lost immediately, right?
That one was bad.
And you could still get candy cigarettes back then.
Oh, you
Yep.
could, yeah.
Oh, the one that
Bubblegum
blow out the little
cigarettes.
smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
pump on it and it blows the smoke out.
Those, man,
You
that's
see-
crazy, bro. Those are throwback too. You go if you go to Charlie Brown Farms out here in Little Rock, you can probably still get some of that shit, man.
They got a gang of
They
shit
have
out
everything in there, like it's vintage, like old. Like it's just probably expired, just sitting on the shelf. Like, how old is this shit really? I don't know. You're gonna be brave enough to eat it? Go for it, man.
You know what's kind of a cool thing? Like 3rd grade, waiting for the bus to come to school, and it's like a nice winter day, and you just and you pretend like you're smoking, and you feel really cool for that like 3-4 minutes.
Yeah,
He's like, no, I'm high.
well, been there. Yeah, man.
Start walking different.
You just
yeah.
pretending to smoke. You say you walking different, like you just. That's hilarious, man.
Tap the fake ash.
Hey,
you
we've
know-
all done it, man. We're all guilty of that.
Hey, one I used on my sisters when I was a little younger. They were like maybe 3 or 4,
Okay.
and then I was about what? Man, nah, they were a little older. Maybe let's say 5 and 6. I think I might have been around the age of 12. My brother was like 3 years older than me, so he's like 15. And it's like my mom left chores for us to do, but we don't want to do. So then we used to manipulate them with like the boogeyman. Like my brother would be upstairs or in another room, and he'd just be banging on the wall and screaming, and like, "Hey, hurry up and clean! Your enemy's coming if you don't clean." And it's like, like picking stuff up and running.
Yeah, did it.
Just picking up stuff and running. And then like, you know, once the goal is finished and the house is clean, we just, all right, yeah, he's going till next time.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it now. We just fuck around now.
Yeah,
It's all
right.
good. Yeah.
They still remember that to this day. Though.
Real quick sidebar, you know, crying and stuff. You ever been beat so bad for being a bad kid that you just do that weird, like you forget how to breathe cry?
That out of breath cry.
Yeah. We've all
Like
been
15
there.
minutes.
And you can't catch your breath for some reason.
You just got like really deep there,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That just took a weird turn.
Because it was a weird Mexican standoff because you're not crying, but then your dad's like, if you do cry, I'll give you something else to cry about. So then it's a more of like no one to get hit again. Your chest is on fire.
I think we've all been there. No one's ever had that kind of cry.
Is that
He's like, I can't relate. Joey's like, nope.
Is that
I can't relate,
connected
bro.
to like when the first hit and you?
I think it's your body going into shock. It's,
I don't know.
It's awful.
I know you've witnessed it though, right? If you've never actually had it happen to you personally, you've seen
yeah.
it. It's like, yo, are you okay, bro?
100% different
Yeah,
types
like-
of cries that you recognize
Yeah.
immediately when you hear it. Like,
Yeah,
holy
oh,
shit,
yeah,
that
no,
one's
no, no.
serious.
Like your body's in fight or flight, and you just like don't fucking cry.
I think I've been there
Your
once.
dad's just waiting there.
Yeah, like don't fucking do it. I'm watching you like, don't do it.
You just nailed my dad. All he did was like
Man.
look at me a certain way.
Terrified.
It scared the shit out of me.
And that was enough, huh?
Oh,
that's
God.
crazy, man.
He was a scary dude.
He said, "I am the boogeyman."
Yeah, they wrote stories about me, son. I was the one.
I would go back and forth with my mom, be a little shit, but then as soon as she played the dad card, like I'll tell your dad, hey,
You don't need to do all
we
that.
don't gotta get. I'm gonna clean. I'm joking.
I'm just playing.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it. Stop.
Mom,
Then you hear the garage. Oh, fuck.
my mom was definitely scarier than my dad.
Oh.
And she's like 5'4".
Damn.
And I'm like 6'4", right? So, I mean, even today, if
Just
my
playing
mom
that
comes
mental
at me
game,
a certain way, like scare the shit out of me.
just don't fuck
Whatever
with
you
them, man.
No, hell no. No.
I was gonna say, fellas, guess what? I can't relate.
Well, no.
Yeah, I had me a good life being bad until I got
Yeah.
sent away. So
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. Because his father wasn't present for all that. So
well, he never came back with the milk.
It's the way- I'm sorry. It's not true. We laugh at
We're
everybody's
laughing.
pain.
It's not funny.
We laugh at everybody's pain, man.
We're
Nah,
laughing with.
I mean, was it Kevin Hart that said that? The best way to get over pain is to laugh at it.
I think it was him. Yeah,
He
I mean,
says-
I know.
he said something like
I know
that.
he had a comedy hour that was named "Laugh at My Pain," right, or something like that.
I think
I thought it
that's
was
probably
Jamie
what he
Foxx.
said.
yeah,
Comedy is good medicine. There's no
it
doubt.
is.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, and a lot of them use their personal stories as material a lot of the time. So, but anyway, with that being said, anything else you want to add to that before we move
Hold
on?
on, that my subject is done.
All right. So, what about you, Jelly?
What do I got? I got a nation that's trying to convert electric cars, right? We don't want cars that operate off gas anymore, so we want electric vehicles. But then we want to call muscle cars from major manufacturers muscle cars when they don't have an engine to them. So Dodge just came out with some new electric muscle car. And I think it's the most oxymoronic thing I've ever heard in my life. You've got a Ford Mustang that looks like an SUV with no engine to it.
crossover.
Yeah,
it's awful.
It's
And
a
they're calling
hybrid.
it a muscle car.
And it's not a muscle car, and I think it's blasphemous.
It
I don't know
is.
why we're calling muscle cars
Blasphemous.
muscle cars
blasphemous.
when they're electric, right? It is. It's blasphemy.
Yeah, because it's not even built the same way. It's not,
Not
even
even
made
close,
and
no.
manufactured. So no, dude needs an engine with some
I
guts.
would get if they kept the Mustang body and made it electric. Like you can sell me on that, but then to call it a Mustang and it's a weird hatchback crossover.
Yeah, no.
No, but break down muscle car for a second.
Oh, I was just gonna say that.
What is a muscle car, right?
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say that.
It sounds mean.
Yep.
The tires break. It hauls ass. That's a muscle car.
And there's power there too.
There's power.
It sounds
And
of thunder and goes like lightning.
Yeah.
Dodge put a sound effect
Makes
on a
Oh my-
muscle car.
it
Like,
makes a fake.
I
revving
can't
sound.
wrap my brain around
Yeah.
it. And why are we calling it a muscle car?
That's where we are now. They had to sound like one. That's why.
To be
Just
fair, though, it looks good. It
See, but
looks-
that sound
It
should
is a
come
good-looking car.
naturally, though, right?
100%.
It should say come naturally from the engine. That's what they're known for. So yeah, we put a sound effect in there. Yeah,
let's talk about how
like you said, blasphemous.
back in the 3 years ago, if you bought an electric car, you got a really big tax break.
Yeah.
But then I think it was like $8,000 you get back from the government for being a good person and getting an electric car.
Okay.
Now they have dealerships raising that tax back, so you pay an extra $8,000, so you lose that money again.
Wow.
MSRP markup on everything,
It's the
every
exact
vehicle
amount you
on
get
earth.
back on.
And it's a seller's market if you're the dealer, right?
100%.
Because if you come in and say, hey, I'm not paying the MSRP, what's Toyota going to say?
You can
Go fuck yourself. I got another guy that's going to come buy it
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So you can't even negotiate a price anymore with anybody. But I don't know. I can't wrap my brain around the blasphemy in calling a muscle car or an electric car a muscle car. I can't wrap my brain around it. It drives me crazy.
You know what it reminded me of when you said they put like the sound on the car?
Yeah.
It reminded me of like those people. No shots fired towards nobody, but like the 1998 Honda Civics you see outside.
Yeah.
with
And
the
you just hear
folder
the-
can exhaust.
Yeah.
The rice cookers,
I be like,
the ricers. There's a name for
thought
that.
it was
yeah,
a car
ricers.
that was nice, but I look back and it's just
The
that
ricers.
1998.
Well, and
Honda
you know
Civic.
what, though? Honestly, the 98 Honda Accord probably sounds more like a muscle car than your Ford Mustang that's made in 2022. And that's because it's missing a catalytic converter. So it's so damn loud
Wow.
that it sounds more like a muscle car than
You're not
any
wrong there. That's
electric
exactly what it is.
Mustang that you're going to get, because you don't even find a Honda Accord with a catalytic converter anymore.
You
which,
don't?
again, right? Like,
Where did it go?
it's strange because the problem itself, all the way across the country, it's not a California problem. It's a country problem where all
That's
these
true.
catalytic converters are getting stolen. Well, what are they? It's the main component for your emissions. Well, if we don't have cars that produce emissions anymore, we don't need catalytic converters. Strange, right?
But
Very strange.
the amount of time and destructive environmental damage you do to mine lithium to make a battery, is that worth the car that's going to be... The car itself might last forever, but the battery has a 10-year shelf life.
And then where does it go?
Dumps.
And then we've got a power shortage, right? Or power conservation push that we're doing all the way across the state of California right now.
Yeah, smart grids now, so they can dim your power, shut your power off, etc.
That
But you
sounds
want me
illegal.
to, you want me to charge my car in order
that
to
legal?
drive it.
Yeah, you sign
I
up for
mean,
it.
Oh, you sign up for it. Okay, that's how they get it.
You guys see the lines at
3
those.
pages you
Yeah,
gotta
that's
scroll
a-
past that you just acknowledge.
Do you guys see the lines for like people to charge their Teslas sometimes?
Oh, it's terrible.
oh yeah,
That's
There's lines.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
it's a real thing.
They're getting better at charging, though. I think from E to full 100% power, I think it's like 30 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, they do have those supercharging stations, or whatever they're called.
But they're finding out that the range you're getting is all lies. They had the new Ford Lightning that gets, I think, 400 miles of charge, and they're testing it in real world environments, and they're getting 180, and they got to charge, and it doesn't have fast charge, so you got to sit down somewhere and find a charge station. So
Right.
And there's not a lot of them everywhere, right? They don't have them everywhere yet. They're
no,
not-
so when you plan a road trip, you really have to plan.
and know where these stops are. Or you're
Yeah, because they map them out. I think Tesla actually
your
has
car
them
tells you, like,
programmed where those stations are.
Wow.
If you ever go to State Line, Primm, Nevada, the only thing you'll see there is people charging their Teslas because the town itself is just run down and disgusting. So all you've got is the damn Tesla charging stations where you'll find everybody charging a Tesla.
That doesn't heat affect electric cars too?
Shit, you got me.
The hotter
I
it
don't
gets,
know.
it drains the
I
battery
think so.
faster too.
I heard that. That's crazy, man.
So it's like at least I know with the Teslas. I'm not sure about the new muscle cars that's electric, but
We can't call it that.
Just
we can't call them muscle cars.
that's electric car. Just electric cars.
The new knockoffs they come in.
Okay, yeah, I like
the
that.
new
I
knockoffs.
like that.
The
So,
wish,
like-
the wish.com.
The new the Wish.com knockoffs.
So it's like, is it like the Tesla? If something's wrong with it, you got to take it straight back to like only Tesla could deal with it.
Yeah, and
or,
that's the thing too, right?
because that's going to be annoying.
You talk to my dad, and he talks about, and he'll still talk about it today. He drove a '78 Trans Am. It was like his pride and joy car. And if something wrong happened to the car, guess what he did? He pulled it in the driveway and he worked
Fixed
on
it
his damn
himself.
car, right?
Yeah.
Well, now you can't work on shit on your muscle car. I got to put big air quotes on it because it's not a real thing. You can't even work on your own damn cars anymore. Everything's computer generated. You got to take it back.
You can change the tires.
That is true. It's more of a computer than an actual car.
Right,
nowadays.
100%.
With Teslas too.
Yeah, you can change the tires, but I mean,
That's it.
Well, I think
like
even,
right now, if your phone breaks, what are you gonna do?
You got to take it
Well,
back
you
to
can
Apple.
take it to AT&T, yeah.
Yeah, you can't fix it.
He's got a point.
Well, at least if it's the screen, I know you can switch that.
Can you do it?
Yeah,
I know,
think
but I got
yeah,
a
you-
friend that could do it.
If
Someone can.
So my
You
friend would
could
be a
fix the
mechanic,
screen.
right? So
Yeah.
put some wheels in this bitch, and like I can't fix this.
I think Tesla, their tires are their own brand, are they not?
Correct.
It's like a very specific tire also.
Correct.
Yeah, they are.
So nobody could steal them.
So everything's
that what
specified.
it
They're
is?
like the Apple of the automobile.
Yeah, legitimately.
Basically, right? Legitimately. Like, wow, that's all right.
You got to pick your poison on that one.
Basically.
I mean, I want one.
What, a
but-
Tesla?
No, just an electric car in general.
Oh,
Well, I'd buy the Model Y.
I can see you in the
I'm talking
Prius.
that shit, but I'd buy one.
I want the X.
The X is
Just
hard.
those dove wings.
They do look
Over
nice, though,
thing.
man.
Oh yeah.
I can see you in a Prius, bro.
Just me and my boyfriend
Car
holding hands in the
accident.
sunset.
Hey, supposedly those are fast though, but everybody that go and drive slow.
And nobody that owns a Prius has a catalytic converter. There's no catalytic converters on a
Doesn't
Prius,
exist.
bro. Every one of them gets stolen.
Wow.
It's the number one stolen catalytic converter
Is it?
across the country.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
that's crazy.
So
It's crazy.
I know when I was younger in Lake Los Angeles,
God's country.
washer and dryers were broken into a lot for the copper.
What?
What is the catalytic converter? Why do I want one?
What's
Not for the environment.
what do you
why-
gain from stealing one and trying to resell it?
So catalytic converters have three precious metals in them. You've got rhodium, platinum, and palladium. So the rhodium itself, ever since COVID happened, you can't mine it anymore. So the price of it skyrocketed. And now you're talking, it fluctuates anywhere from like $16,000 to $21,000 an ounce for rhodium. Your catalytic converter contains anywhere from 2 to 7 grams of it. So if you're a bad guy stealing them, you get anywhere from $850 to $1,200 on the street for your catalytic converter, depending on what it is.
So I could stop doing my OnlyFans and just start taking.
You could definitely make more money stealing cats. Yeah, 100%. And it's across the country, so the price of rhodium is
You know,
universal.
Man.
My pedicures for my OnlyFans.
Wait a minute. You said
That's
palladium. Didn't Doc Brown from Back to the Future use palladium to travel to the future?
Was it
Or am I
No,
tripping?
uranium.
uranium?
Oh, I thought he said palladium.
Yellow cake.
Man, fuck you. I'll take that. I'll take that L. I'll take that L. I just heard palladium. I was like, bro, what the fuck, man? You can't use that shit, really, can you?
So one catalytic converter. What are we looking at price tag? As an amateur,
It's going to depend on what kind of car you're stealing it from.
I heard it's like a K though.
my Prius.
1K?
Your Prius, you're going to get about $850 for it on the street
Wow.
if you're stealing the cat off a Prius. So,
Actually, I got my sister like that.
If I'm a
Really?
what kind of car was it?
It was what was that? It was one of the it was a Toyota, but it was one of the trucks.
The Tundra, the Tacoma.
Tacoma, there's only two.
There's only two of them.
You have a 50-50 chance of getting this right.
And 50% getting
Just
wrong.
say one. We'll never.
Yeah, no one's
check
ever
you
going
on.
to fact check this.
Man, it's not well because you said a Ford and a what?
The Ford F-250s are really big, and the Prius. But if you're talking about Toyota trucks, you're talking Tacoma or Tundra. The only
Man, you know
trucks
what?
they make.
Was it big?
No, I
Okay.
gotta.
No, it's okay. Just say it.
I'm gonna pull up pictures of y'all.
Okay, so she had a Porsche.
He doesn't want to make the
911.
guess. I
We're not
understand.
going to fact check you. Porsche.
We
911.
understand, bro.
Got it.
You guys could keep going, but I'm gonna get the picture really quick. But yeah, that was when it was a big thing, at least in the AV. Like, oh,
Yeah.
somebody else just got. Somebody just. And my thing is like, what if like you just got, and then like the next day you trying to sell it back to you?
Damn.
Yeah, I got this. If you need it.
850. All right.
Well, one of the problems is that the catalytic converter itself is getting shipped off, and to where, I don't know. I mean, I got a theory. It's going back to China and getting reproduced. But one of the big things when you melt down that rhodium, it's used for the chips that go in all these new cars, right? Because they can withstand the heat. That's what rhodium is. So it's all getting recycled and sent back, and we're all paying the price for it.
You know where they're not going? Into my PlayStation 5 that I still can't find anywhere.
Well, they're also not going into your electric muscle car because no catalytic converter needed on that. No emissions for it.
Exactly. There is one, sorry, off topic of what he was saying, but you can find a PS5. You're just going to pay through the fucking roof for it. I'm just going to let you know. You want to try StockX?
$2,000. No.
StockX is like $700, bro.
I'll wait.
Where is it? Is there really a shortage, or are they just full of shit? Like, where the
Chips.
fuck are these things at, man?
Chips?
Wow. Because the Switch? I mean, I haven't seen the Xbox either. You can't find the Xbox.
Oh, I've seen 10 of those.
Really?
No one's buying Xbox.
I have all three, so. Not all three. I have the Switch too, is what I'm trying to say. You're like, all three? What the fuck do you mean? The Nintendo
you
Switch.
had all three.
Man, I think the last game.
He's not about to walk out one of them. Nah, but there is a shortage for some. That's way off topic, but I don't understand that. It's chips. I guess it's the chips. You're right.
You can't make the product if you don't have the material.
You remember the Sega Dreamcast?
Absolutely.
Bro.
That was the
Loved
last
it.
gaming console I owned, was a Dreamcast.
Wow. That was a while back,
Long
man.
time ago.
They
just don't
say
don't
that
play
thing
games, or-
failed only because
What's
it was
that?
ahead
Just don't
of
play
its time.
games?
No, I don't play. My son's, he's big into it. He's all about
Okay.
that Madden. So
That's fun, too.
He's always on it, but I can't get into it anymore.
I hear you. What were you saying, though? B-Money?
No, the Dreamcast, they said that thing only failed because it was so ahead of its time.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because you had the in-screen controller. So
Yeah.
you could see all that.
That is true.
And that was dope too when you were playing Madden.
That is cool
because
that you would have
had
that,
the
yeah.
playbook right there on
Yeah.
the controller.
That's
That-
right.
that
You're right.
was
That
fun.
was ahead of its time. So
100%.
why would it
They
fail?
offered
then?
online play, but everyone, like, who had internet?
That's true. Back then, net zero.
you had a dial-up back
Then your mom's like, I got to call your aunt. Like,
Oh, fuck.
sorry, guys, I got to get off.
Bro, the struggle was real. So they were ahead of the time because they failed because the technology couldn't keep up with what they had. That's pretty dope. I mean, I didn't know all that. That makes sense, though.
They said the same thing about the PSP too.
Yeah, that thing was dope
Really?
too.
You remember that?
Yes,
I
I
That
do.
was cool. That
100%.
was dope, too. I remember the
Yeah.
PSP was dope.
Sega had to have gotten bought out by somebody, right?
Oh,
there's no way they just went
Nintendo
away.
bought 'em.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we have the blessings of Sonic and Mario Olympics.
Ah,
That's why they were able to
They bought 'em
collaborate because they bought them out. Sega basically makes games now.
But now it's just a gaming studio.
Yeah,
So
now
they still
they're
make
actually
games.
they branched out. So Nintendo kind of gave them CPR, and then now they actually have the Sonic games are on everything now. You notice that they're on every platform now. They're on every PlayStation, Xbox,
Oh, yeah.
Switch. So Sega's only survived by Nintendo, but they said go ahead, branch out. We don't want to own your. Go ahead and put your hedgehog on every console. We don't care.
that Sega Genesis
Yeah.
was the shit. I loved my Sega Genesis.
I had the Sega CD too. That was mind blowing.
Man, I had the Sega Saturn,
no
bro.
more blown
Saturn,
out.
Saturn, Sega Genesis, Saturn. Sega Genesis was dope though. I have a lot of good memories with that one.
The
You know,
Sega CD though,
Super
was a game
Nintendo.
changer. Number of giving blowjobs my cartridge to try to play a game.
everybody, did that actually work?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great one.
That's a great
Why didn't
rumor,
we
though.
Touch on that with the
Yeah,
rumors.
the rumors,
You
'cause
blow
that-
into the cartridge. to
And I
make it
heard
work.
actually someone. No, it's funny you said that. I think it does constitute as a rumor because
Oh no.
back on the other topic, yeah,
I lived it.
because I did too with the Nintendo 64. Same thing. You
100%.
give that thing CPR too, but we did it. I think to make ourselves feel better, like it would work.
Right.
But I remember going into a GameStop back in the day. It was called Funko Land back then. Do you guys remember that place?
Yeah.
I don't.
They got bought out by GameStop.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, Funko Land, there was a guy who worked. He was like, that shit actually doesn't work, right? That doesn't really work. Like everybody believes that it blows dust out. No.
You're gonna trust
Myth.
that guy behind the
And
counter.
I was just gonna say, now we're talking about a 16-year-old guy.
You're
behind the
right.
counter.
You're right.
Like,
So
what
then
the
I'm
hell
like,
is he
well,
doing?
fuck you, dude. No, this shit works for me every time I do it. At least to me, I believe it does.
Here's why it works.
You know?
When you blow on it, you're gonna have saliva particulates go on there, and the water is gonna have like a connection because it conducts.
So you're spitting. Your spit actually helps it.
But another rumor though is like only I know.
I just
how to
thought it was
blow
for
on
dust.
You got to go left to right.
what I
You
thought.
can't-
I thought it was just for, right? Did you think that too? I thought it was just for dust reasons. Like get the fucking dust out of there. It's messing with the little conductors connecting,
That's why they say don't blow. Because you're spitting in it, but the moisture from your mouth is actually helping the connection.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
I found the truck when you guys are ready.
It's a Tacoma.
Go ahead. Let's see the truck.
No. Actually, like this is exactly what it is.
That's not even a truck.
No, that's a Honda CRV.
No. It's
SUV.
actually a Honda. But
Yeah, that's a Honda CRV.
That's not considered a truck though.
No,
No, that's an SUV. Kind of. It's kind of an SUV.
trucks have a bed.
Kind of a.
But yeah, that's a 4-cylinder Honda SUV, and I'm assuming it was around the year. And I'm just going to assume.
It's 03.
I was going to say 02 to 09.
You was gonna say 02,
That's what I was going
okay,
to say. So
okay.
4-cylinder 02 to 09 Honda is going to get stolen for sure.
Yeah.
That's a hot item.
Yeah, they
For
took
not
that
just
quick.
parts, but probably just the vehicle itself.
Well, there's the vehicle, yeah, I mean, not
gets parts
necessarily the CRV, but the catalytic converter, if that's what you're talking about,
That's what they want the money for.
that's a
They want
hot
it for.
item. The 02 to 09 4-cylinders are specific to what they kind of want for the amount of rhodium that they don't burn. That's why they're hot items. But the big one for Honda, and you don't even see these cars anymore, is the Element.
Oh,
Remember that weird looking box thing that they used to make?
They sold it to families of messy kids.
Those are like one of the
fuck the
hottest
Element,
cats.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. That's
They
the
get
old ass
stolen.
car.
If there's just an Element on the street, it doesn't have a cat on it, or it's a new one because it's already been stolen. It's a super hot item, the Element.
Ripped off for sure.
still make elements?
I don't think they make those anymore.
People still get their shit ripped off at where we work, our job, man.
Oh, yeah.
We get reports about it all the time. Someone else catalytic converter. I'm like, shit. So, now I know why they're ripping them off. I never knew that.
Yeah, it's big money.
It's a fast process too, right?
It must be quick because they're fucking gone. They got
Usually-
there. Shit, whoever was here, they left some tools. They're gone, bro.
Less than a minute for sure.
Oh, yeah. So it's fast.
1,000%.
So you can rip off that whole line of cars in the parking lot just down the line.
By the time I hear
Yeah.
a noise,
If you wanted to-
walk
well,
downstairs.
You have to be you also have to be knowledgeable too where it's at in the vehicle, right? Or is it
they-
in the same place every car?
No, they're all different, and some cars have more than one. But like I said, it's target specific. So there's
makes
certain cars that they want, and so you'll scout them and see
Same
exactly
place,
what's in the
every
parking
car.
lot, and you
Yeah.
know exactly where it's at and exactly how long it takes to take it off. But yeah, less than a minute for sure. And you put $800 in your pocket for the Honda, $600 for the Honda.
Man.
Practice
Kinda
make
varies.
perfect.
Yeah. And those prices fluctuate with the actual cost of rhodium. Whatever, if rhodium's high, then you're going to get more for the cat. If it's low, then obviously you're going to get less. But you think about it, if you hit 5 cars in a night, you've got
That's a lot of
5
money.
minutes worth of work, and you put 3 racks in your pocket.
Yeah, that's why they do it. See,
Hey,
that's
believe it or
crazy.
not, for that 2003 car, it would like stock. I guess just from like she had to get it was 1K
Yeah.
just for that old ass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can't even get them because they're so short everywhere now because of this crisis that's gone all the way across the country. You can't even get the damn cats on most of these cars. Makes you start to kind of wonder, though, right?
It does.
If we're in a nationwide push to switch to electric vehicles, and now we've got a shortage of catalytic converters, you going to replace your $1,000 cat on a car that's worth $1,200? Or are you just going to buy a new car that's electric? Because now they're pushing dealerships to not even produce gas-powered cars. What is it, 2027, they're saying?
Yeah, because Dodge this year said they're done.
Yeah, they don't want to manufacture cars that require gas anymore.
Wow.
It starts to make you wonder about some conspiracy stuff if we're getting really
Right.
weird with it,
We
That
can,
is-
we can go into conspiracies. That's always a fun topic.
That is a fun topic.
Yeah,
so if you
could
got
be
one
down
that you
a
want
rabbit
to,
hole.
So would that be pushing towards the one world order kind of?
control, right? I mean, you're saying
Yeah,
a form of control.
Like how we were saying, you press one button, his car.
Well,
You're saying what you're saying? Do you think that form of right? Are you saying like that kind of form of control?
Well, and yeah, I mean, ultimately
Can
that's
lead to
what it
that.
is, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the government's going to tell you what you can and can't buy. They're going to tell manufacturers what they can and can't produce.
Yep.
And you, the consumer, you got to go with it because what's your option? Walk?
Yeah.
Like,
We can-
I'm
we
not
can
gonna
say-
That's the fucked up part, and they know it too. Not everyone wants to take the damn bus.
100%.
No one wants to do that.
but,
So
but part one, though, of control is make sure you wear a mask, get vaccinated, see who follows that.
I don't.
Now, you can't have a gas-powered car. And with all the electronics in it, who's to say they can't just shut it down?
exactly.
Well, and you were seeing it too with censorship and everybody getting blocked off everything, right? This cancel culture movement that we started all the way across the country, where
The crazy
if you
thing, too,
say
is shadow
something
ban.
that you say something I don't like,
That's it.
We'll just take you off the air. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, your opinion doesn't matter anymore, and it's all about fucking control, right? And that's
Crazy.
what it is.
That's what it boils down to. It all leads to that. Honestly, a way to just control the people. And you know what? We'll circle back though, because I actually wanted to touch in on something about a different topic before we actually, because that's interesting.
Yeah.
You can spend the whole rest of the episode talking about that, man.
All right,
For sure.
Real quick. You get 2 cars from a movie franchise,
Ooh.
and they work the way they work in the
man.
movie.
Ooh.
Slideshow.
I already know what I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna go last. I have no idea.
Okay.
I'll go next then.
All right.
I'll take the DeLorean, bro.
Ooh, that's a good one.
DeLorean time machine, man.
And
that was the
and
first thing that came to my
and
mind.
I did
man.
say they work the way they work in the
Yeah,
movie.
absolutely. That's
But
exactly
you have
why.
to find uranium, so you get 1 trip.
Not palladium.
Yeah.
Hey, we should Google that shit, man. I don't know why I feel like it started with a P, bro.
That's why you had the terrorists after them.
I know. It was uranium. You're right. It was uranium.
They weren't catalytic converter thieves.
I
They
know
were
that.
terrorists making yellow cake.
I know. He's like,
uranium.
I stole it off some. What did he say? He sent him a bunch with a box full of some screws or some shit. He didn't really give them what they paid for. He
All right,
he
so
ripped them off.
You get 1 more car.
All right, so I'll take that.
You get your 1 trip DeLorean.
One trip DeLorean. Nah, man.
Can you just find yellow cake uranium?
I don't know. I'll know it, dude. If I have that vehicle, I'll find a way, man.
1 trip car. Go ahead.
And then hopefully, where I take that trip, they'll have it in abundance. You know what I mean? Like, hey, so we go far enough
Yeah,
in the
that's
future.
a really good point.
Yeah, man. I'll go somewhere far enough. He's like, damn, that backfired real quick. Nah, but okay. So my second car, damn. All right, let's think. For the second one, I could have sworn I had it in my head already. I don't want to just pick a fast car for the sake of it being a fast car, man.
Why not?
I don't know, bro. I feel like you can just get that anywhere. It needs to be something like, I don't know, a car from Knight Rider? I don't fucking know.
that's what I'm saying.
I'll take the Knight Rider vehicle,
iconic,
bro.
iconic.
Yeah, iconic
He
cars.
has a name, Kit.
Whatever, bro. I'll
true,
take Kit. It's just badass. I'll take that.
Okay.
So I'll take that car. I'll take the Knight Rider car and the DeLorean. Back to the Future DeLorean, to be specific. Those are mine.
Just so Jelly doesn't steal my idea, I'm going to jump in. I'll have Car from Knight Rider then, who's Kit's brother. Just, I don't want you to steal it. I don't want you to steal it.
Okay.
I wasn't going that direction.
I almost said the Mach.
I felt maybe you were going to steal it.
I almost said the Mach 5 from Speed Racer.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That's a good one. But that's way before my time. I only know about it because my dad was a fan. You know, I'll call him back.
Just pay for the extended warranty.
Man,
Man, bro.
Jelly, 2 cars.
Okay, so I'm gonna win this whole thing right now.
Let's hear it.
I get one more still, so go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna win this one.
All right.
Go for it.
I want the Batmobile from the Dark Knight Rises.
Why didn't I think of that shit?
So you want the Tumbler.
Yeah, I want the Batmobile from the Christian Bale Dark Knight.
That's a badass car,
That's
bro.
a badass car.
He gets to pick one more, too. That's sick. I didn't even think of that one. That's a good choice.
I
And
also
it works the way it does. Yeah. So
yeah, that's
good.
badass. It turns to a motorcycle, too.
right. That's
That's
what
a
I'm
badass
saying. Like
thing,
it's
dude.
a
When
multifunctional
destroyed.
vehicle.
When destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good backup. If he gets in a car accident or someone blows out the whole right side of his car, he's good.
There I go. I'm off, and
He's
I blow
off,
the
and he's still
car up.
exactly.
Does that
there
count
goes
as
the there
leaving
goes
scene
the
of an
evidence.
accident?
Exactly.
The evidence is gone.
Yeah.
My car didn't get destroyed. I got a motorcycle. What are you talking about?
No, so if you get in a bad fender bender, and you just
Or even that.
does that count as leaving the scene of an accident? Because your car's still fine.
Well, he could detach even in that situation. So
Yeah, no, I think that constitutes as leaving the scene of an accident for sure.
Bullshit.
I do
probably
believe that's what it
does.
is.
All right, so the Tumbler.
My second car, unconventional, and big shout out to my father. I want the striped tomato from
Okay.
Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, the
I want
Gran
the
Torino.
75
Whoa,
Gran
that's a
Torino,
classic, dude.
And not because it does anything
Yeah,
badass.
that's a
Just
classic.
It's an iconic car.
Yeah.
It's my dream car. So
Yeah, that's a
75
dope car.
Gran Torino is what I'm looking for.
All right, so
Would
I
you keep
have,
the paint job the same way?
Absolutely.
You
no
have
doubt.
to, right?
Have
Yeah.
to.
It's gonna remain. It's iconic.
so I have Car, Kit's brother.
Right.
I'm a huge Dodge Charger fan. I'm not gonna do General Lee.
Don't say Bumblebee.
No.
That's not even. It's a. Forgive me. That's something else. That's a
Good
Camaro.
call, though, by the way. That's
Camaro.
a good call.
Yeah. It's a good car though. It is a good car.
That'd be cool though. Chilling with
Yeah,
That's a
Optimus
man,
Chevy, right? That's a
Transformer,
Chevy,
right?
though.
If it functions the way it's supposed
Oh,
to.
he's right. That's a badass
That's
car
a
though.
great call.
Yeah,
that was
dude.
a good idea.
Yeah, it is. Then take the Chevy, bro.
No. I'm a Dodge Charger fan, but being a white guy and having a Confederate flag in my car, probably not.
That's a bad look,
I'll
yeah.
get canceled. I'm gonna do this though. I'm gonna do the Matt Reeves Batmobile, which is a
Ooh,
Dodge
okay.
Charger, and I'm a big muscle guy, so that's a beautiful car. Functioning.
You're talking about the new one, right?
Yeah, the new Dodge
Yeah.
Charger Batmobile.
That one is sick too, though. It's a hard ass car too.
The new one was super
It was
hard.
dope, though.
That
It was
was
hard.
badass.
That's just hard. It
And that
was
was
badass.
a great movie. A lot
It
of
was
people-
great.
A lot of people shit on it, but
I
thought
know.
it was a
I
great
liked it.
movie. Yeah,
And
I thought it was
you
really
know
good.
what? I think that vampire dude did a good job as Batman too, man.
I thought he did badass.
Robert
He did great. Robert Pattinson.
And a
yeah.
lot of people had doubts, man. I'm a big
It was
Batman
solid.
fan.
It was solid.
I stopped hating movies because of actors after Heath Ledger.
God, what a loss that was.
Because I was like,
That was a tough
who's
one,
gonna
man.
watch a Brokeback Joker?
He-
and then he just
Yeah, but you know
He
what?
shut everybody
Look
up,
at that too.
Oh.
Even that role that he played in Brokeback
was great.
was legit. He was a phenomenal actor.
100%.
And no one will ever top that Joker performance. It doesn't
Nobody.
get better than that. It was
Even Joaquin
incredible.
Phoenix said his was unique.
His was really good too.
It was good. It was good, but it wasn't that Joker. It was a different kind of Joker.
It was, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And,
To briefly speak on it, way different.
you know, the truth is that's the beauty of that villain is
Yeah,
that it
he's so-
evolves so much
This-
over the years.
yeah.
When you get back into the 62 Batman and then you morph into the 90s with Jack Nicholson and then you morph further into well, you got Heath Ledger, you know,
Yeah.
different roles.
You went from like
Joaquin
a
Phoenix.
legit comedian bad guy to Jack Nicholson gangster bad guy to psychopath.
Right. And even Jared Leto, right? And
Yeah,
no
even
one
his
loves
version
that
was-
movie, but
yeah.
it's different, and that's the beauty.
He's
of that
unfortunately the
role.
most. Yeah, it shows you how diverse that character can be.
Yeah,
Even though everybody
always
hated how
evolves.
he was depicted in that
Yeah,
movie.
his 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I tattooed that Jared Leto Joker on my chest. So you got a big Jared.
Did you
Leto.
really?
Yeah, I do. My
Oh,
whole
wow.
arm. This whole arm is all Batman in my chest. Also,
That's dope. I didn't even see that. I see
Yeah.
the logo there. That's cool.
The whole arm is all dedicated to
That's dope.
Batman.
Got a big avid Batman fan. I'm surprised you didn't. Oh, you did. He did pick it. Obviously, that makes sense why you picked the Batmobile.
Of course, right? It
That's
was the
dope. It's
first
only
thing that
right.
came to
It's
mind.
only right. I look at his arm. Like I didn't even notice that till now. That's
Yeah,
dope,
the
man.
whole thing. I got Bane over here.
That's crazy.
Oh, you can't be Bruce Wayne anymore.
Why?
Because he's not. He's more Batman than you
Because
are.
of a fanboy?
Oh God! And you know the
I
truth
should put this
is,
cup in front of him, man. I should
my
put this cup in
boy's
front
got
of him, man.
he's got more knowledge on Batman than I'd ever even think about doing. He's giving me all kinds of tattoo ideas for
Really?
big Batman
I have a
stuff.
whole
Yeah.
bookshelf dedicated to graphic novels.
That's sick, man.
Yeah.
He never showed me that. I went over there, but then again, I wasn't really there too long, so
Yeah.
I went to go pick up the camera.
I showed you my whiskey cabinet, which
You
is
did.
also as glorious.
which was enticing. I wanted to sit down. He offered me a drink. What was it, 10 in the morning? I was down, bro. I was like, fuck it, bro. Break it open, man. Let's go.
Happy hours whenever you want it to be.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Yeah. That's never
B
true.
Money's like, it's okay, man. It's only you and me here. All right, bro, we good. We can crack that open right now if you want.
All right, pick your two cars.
But anyway, yeah, pick your two. Now pick yours, Slideshow. Which two vehicles?
I'm actually a little weird.
Okay,
Like he said, like we didn't know that.
let's get weird.
Let's get weird. For some reason, I'm somebody that likes to go. So like, I like going on walks. I like kind of like an adventure and just like driving.
Yeah.
So like me, I would get something where I could go park somewhere that's close to nature and then chill for a little bit. So like for that reason, I don't want something that's like the Mystery Machine kind of thing.
Okay.
I like that.
So like
That's
you know,
dope, bro. You can have a little fucking hoopty. What is it, those VW vans?
yeah, because
Yeah.
I've seen some of them that has like an actual window and then like that has like a spinning chair on the inside.
Okay.
So like if you park
You be
somewhere,
chilling, yeah.
you could sit and then like I know you guys like to sit back, take a little shot or two. But imagine that and just the door open and you're just looking into the woods or something. That's
You know
Yeah,
the thing too, because
I
of
do like
Shaggy and Scooby's appetite, the Mystery Machine not only has computer analyzing things for DNA and clues, it has a full kitchen too.
Damn, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
You got to fucking you're gonna close that hatch real quick. You see a grizzly bear charging from the forest coming out of the fucking at you. Close it.
Yeah,
Fuck,
full
bro.
kitchen because I mean, where are they going to get a 30
right.
sandwich from?
I thought I was tripping, but they did pull some
yeah.
sandwiches like that out just
Yeah.
from the van. So
Yeah.
Full kitchen. All right, second car.
tell you what, I like the car from the movie Dukes of Hazzard.
The
Oh
General
yeah, the
Lee.
general.
Yeah, he chose it already though.
Yeah. Oh, somebody.
No.
No.
I didn't pick it.
Yeah, he opted
Oh,
out.
you were-
Oh,
you're about
yeah,
to
that's
get
right. He
it.
opted out of
Oh,
it. That's right.
Okay, yeah, I like
The
that
giant
one.
Confederate flag.
I know, right? I was gonna say minus that.
I think
Minus that, but it has to be iconic. It doesn't have to be
it
iconic.
has to. You can't change the car.
You can't.
Yeah, well, you can't change it, but because if you're gonna pick an iconic car, it has to keep it that iconic.
Oh, from the movie, huh?
Yeah,
but
so
I think-
everything that you're Confederate.
Because you're
Around with that
driving
on
it
your
though,
car.
I don't think it's going to be a weird crosshair. No one's going to say anything. It's going to be an untouched.
No, wait a minute. Who's driving? Oh,
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Cancel this. No,
it's me, guys.
never mind. It's all good, bro.
Before you start shooting, it's me.
It's me. It's Slideshow. Nah, but
You
anyway.
don't say yeah. You one of them Trump supporters.
Anyway, moving on, man.
All
right. So moving on to my topic, man. It's kind of like we're kind of veering off of, basically pulling back to the beginning of the episode where what Jelly was getting at.
that felt good.
What
That
it-
was a good
Little
rabbit
turnaround.
hole.
Yeah, it was. It was good. It flowed well. So anyway, back, now that we're circling back to what Jelly said earlier in the episode, we were talking about what is normal these days. He kind of made that comment, and I'm thinking about stuff like OnlyFans, man. I'm like, well, people making money off taking pictures of their feet. You know what I'm saying? Prostitution's always been a thing. We'll get into that in a second. but aside from that, man, I just feel like what is normal? What am I getting at with OnlyFans? OnlyFans used to be a site that was kind of like Patreon. If you guys knew that.
Yeah,
And now it's being used more for
it's quite evil.
people watching. I don't understand. I don't get. I think what makes people money off of it is that you had to be famous in a different forum, because what's different from Pornhub or watching something porn?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why would I pay for you to watch you fuck your partner
the custom
when I can go watch it for free?
No, the custom element.
Yeah, I
That
think
too,
it,
right? Or if it's someone like that Catch Me Outside girl. People were paying to see her fuck on camera now because she's like
No,
20 something.
'cause let's
Right? Oh, we knew she wasn't a porn star before, but maybe that's what's the
break
selling
down-
point.
Break down Pornhub.
Okay.
Google whatever you like, and then it's what you watch.
Yeah.
But then with OnlyFans, so I've heard a couple bucks, she'll say your name and do the
Right.
things you ask her to do. So you have that I made this, I helped create this, it's for me. So you have that element of this belongs to me. It's custom.
it makes the experience unique
Yes.
to the individual.
think
And
you
I
are
think that's
struggling
where you
there,
make
yeah.
the money off.
Okay.
of
You
it.
know
Yeah,
what the
that
crazy
makes
thing
sense.
is they said Daniel Bergoli made at least like 10 mil off of it, and the crazy thing is
50 now, bro.
She doesn't. Daniel
Danielle
Bergoli,
Bergoli, that's the Catch Me Outside girl.
So, but
Bad
the crazy
baby,
thing
bad
is,
Barbie, whatever the fuck she calls herself. Bad
the crazy
Barbie.
thing is she doesn't have sexual content.
No,
Really? I heard that she has naked photos.
I heard she doesn't.
I think it's
No?
like
I heard it's all feet and stuff. If it's a celebrity,
I heard it's like
Really?
It's a
bikini,
celebrity.
risque bikinis and stuff like that. Nothing,
nothing.
Wow, nothing actual like.
but just that curiosity.
Yeah,
But you
no.
got to think $5 a month. It seems super cheap. So then
Right.
you
But
get
why would you-
700 million
I-
people doing it?
That's true. I don't get it though.
It's a celebrity.
There's badder girls out there, bro, that you can see. I don't know.
We just broke it down.
I get it, but still, it's like maybe it's the
I
it's
feel like you're trying to look at something logically that's corrupt.
Right.
That's a good point.
Is it
Maybe that's what it is, though.
Well,
It's a healthy curiosity.
I would say in their head, if it makes sense to them,
I was
why
going to say
not,
that.
right?
I think the selling point is the curiosity of seeing that famous person naked, or seeing that famous person in a way that they've never shown themselves before. When you have to pay a fee to see that,
Yeah, and if you, I mean,
you're selling the curiosity of that, or seeing that side of them.
you break it down, right? And which were the most popular porn videos ever produced? You look back at Pam and Tommy, right?
Yeah.
You look at Paris Hilton when she had that
It was
one
like
video,
good memories there.
You had
that
the,
guy was hanging dong.
oh yeah, he still is. By the way, he's still putting stuff on
Hung
Instagram.
like a fucking moose.
He's putting stuff on Instagram right now.
Oh my
about it.
gosh,
I'm
dude.
pretty
you
sure
got-
his dick had an elbow. That shit was just.
Pam and Tommy. You got Kim did one video.
Oh yeah,
with,
Kim and
whatever
that
the
shit
hell it
blew
was.
up. One with what's his name, Ray J.
Yeah, Ray
Kim
J,
and
there
Ray
you go.
J.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then you got Paris Hilton too. So
One Night in Paris, best title ever.
it's because we see these.
Yeah.
You see these people all over the damn TV all the time, right?
Yeah.
And, good looking lady, great. So you want to see more. And then when those videos get produced,
Buy 'em.
that's super taboo. That's what you want to see. That's what
Yeah.
you're into, right? And I think that's why those make the most, the celebrity stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah, back in the day, you started Googling like nude Pink Ranger and just whatever you can for your first crushes, and
The Pink Ranger was absolutely my first crush.
right?
No doubt.
Yeah, that makes
Smart,
sense.
She really
athletic,
was.
had a good future.
Yeah.
So that kind of veers off. So what we're talking about with the whole OnlyFans thing. Back to that. As far as, do you guys think that that's the wave of the future? Then you think we're headed that way? As far as like,
We've been there.
I mean, do you think it's going to continue to evolve from what it is now?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything does, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah, because we talked about something off record. If you don't mind me bringing it up, but you were saying something as far as prostitution becoming legal.
Yeah, there was a bill, I think that the governor of the state of California signed off on back
Yeah,
in
your
July.
boy Newsom.
Yeah, my boy.
He like to change the script real quick.
He's the governor of the state of California, right? Politics aside, governor of the state of California signed off on a bill that was going to legalize prostitution effective 2023.
That's crazy to me, man. Did you know about that, Slideshow?
Well, hold on. I'm gonna throw something in there since we were talking about rumors earlier. I heard the reason prostitution was illegal to begin with was because they don't pay taxes.
I mean, it is a source of income that you're not paying taxes on, right?
I heard that was the only reason it was illegal.
I don't think that's crazy, but
Prostitution is the world's oldest job.
hey, you stole it from me. I was just going to say the oldest profession known to man. When
Is
you
that-
talk
is
about
that-
the
is that a
concubines,
fact?
yeah. Well, you talk about concubines in the Old Testament, right? I mean, it's a real thing that existed in Jesus' time.
Animals have been shown to do prostitution.
What?
So they did a study, and I think it was chimpanzees. They introduced coins. I think they're bottle cap, some kind of metal material to represent currency. And they were trained that when you put this currency that we give you every day into this machine, you get mangoes and other things like that. So the female monkeys were selling themselves for the male's coin to eat more. So you had starved male monkeys and really overfat, happy female chimpanzees. 'Cause
Wow.
They were prostituting. They knew that they could get the men to give them their coins. And this is just not taught. This is all nature.
Wow.
Said, nigga, you better go get my bananas.
Get my bananas.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Bananas.
Not 100% sure they had a pimp chimp. But that'd be cool, though.
Imagine.
I like what you do.
That sounded good.
Yeah, that
though.
was good.
Got a suit on.
It rolled off the tongue.
Like a zoot suit.
Bang.
Man, that's throwback right there, bro.
I think a chimp would pull that off.
But yeah, so if I've known that it was illegal for so long, why would it be then? If you said it's the oldest profession, I didn't even know that either. You learn something new every day. That blows my mind now. So I'm like, well, then it's not as crazy as I thought it was. Okay, I'm hearing that it's legal. What? Really?
Well, I think that-
selling sex is legal now? But then you're like, oh, that's the oldest profession. I was like, well, shit, in that case, then it really isn't that crazy for it to become legal then, right? Would it be? I mean,
Nevada
I think the problem is that you run into down the road is that a lot of these girls actually underage, right? And so if we're legalizing the act of prostitution, who's verifying the legalities of it, right?
That is true. That is a good point. Yeah.
If the girl that you're soliciting or that you're, essentially contracting is under the age of 18. So how do you verify who's a victim and who's not?
That's true.
The honor system.
Right. And non-existent, of course. But, you look at other states, and other states have, legalized it with bordellos, brothels, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a payroll there. Those people pay taxes. Their businesses themselves do. There's certain, laws, guidelines, bylaws, whatever, that you have to abide by in order to occupy that position. So in that regard, if you've got consenting adults, whatever. But as far as prostituting on the side of the road, how do you verify who's a victim and who's not? And certainly you run into that issue.
That is true. No, you do. Absolutely. That's true.
That's where legalization, I think, would be a benefit. Because in California, you can start having brothels where they're tested too for STIs. You can put them on a payroll. No one's stealing half their money and beating them.
Yeah.
Check ages and like marijuana. Like trying to find marijuana back in the day could have been a terrifying situation, and it's just marijuana. Now that it's legal, you go to a family-run shop and it's safer, right? Yeah. So you take away that scary element of prostitution, which. I wouldn't do it, but I totally can. Absolutely,
you can understand where it's
like it being legalized. Okay, sure, absolutely,
and that kind of ties into the happy ending thing too, right?
Right.
And massage parlors and stuff like that, man. Like that's probably in the same ballpark, I'm sure, right? I mean, that is considered illegal right now too, right? Until further.
I mean,
try to be.
How much of it is still a massage? Am I
and that's
in
the thing.
Right?
No, you're right. And the thing that gets me too is like, how do they police that? Unless someone blows a whistle on it, right? That's the only way they're going to police that. Because otherwise, there's no way for you to find out that it's going on. You're not going to know unless someone inside. They're forcing us to do it.
Or you massage the wrong person.
Yeah, or that too. Or you just that too.
I think with the underage women, it's kind of. I believe it goes like with the law of the land kind of thing, because I know I was told many moons ago, like there's some like Indian nations, maybe some other like. People that live in the bush type thing could have relate to it, but it's like I was told like I forgot who specifically, they said like a man is considered like a man at the age of like 12, and like from then like they already start sprouting seeds. Mm-hmm. So it's like I don't know if they do with grown women now, but it's like if he's considered a man at the age of 12 and you're already having kids, it's like I guess it's kind of like just the law of the land.
Yeah, no.
What they believe in.
Well, the law of the land works for all laws and crimes.
Yeah, right.
So like in the UK, drinking is like 16 to 18
right?
In certain towns, but then here's 21. You just gotta know, and you can't use ignorance as like the excuse of I didn't know I did a crime.
Which in itself, by the way, is crazy to me that you can sign up for the United States military and die for your country at the age of 18. You can get legally married at age 18, but you can't buy a beer in a bar.
Yep.
Wrap your brain around that for a second.
Yeah.
The country's okay with you going and fighting for it, dying for it, but you can't buy a beer under the age of 21.
That's a good point. What the?
Let's go even wackier.
That's crazy, man.
At 21, you can get married, go into debt, fight for your country, buy a beer and a pack of cigarettes, but you can't rent a car.
Oh, that's a great point.
It's because you're 25, right? Or 26?
25, yeah.
25.
What the
Or take out a loan?
There's all kinds of things wrong with that, man.
I think you can get a loan at 18, but
Can you?
your credit score is, you can get a $2,000 loan depending on your credit and how old you are. But yeah, you can get a loan.
That's them, man. That's so weird. That's a good point because it don't make no sense. You're like, what the hell? Why is it? That's so weird, man.
I wonder if there's like a method to the madness, or if
there might be, man. I mean, honestly. But that's really what I want to kind of just to delve into. If you guys have anything else you want to comment on that, I was going to move over to slideshow.
I'm all for prostitution being legalized. It's going to be safer if you do it correctly.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, okay, maybe. I have a big problem with, obviously soliciting on the side of the road, because you don't know who's consenting and you don't know who's being held against their will by a pimp. You don't know who's underage.
That's the whole thing.
And I see where you're going, right? With the bordello, the brothel.
I no longer have to pull on the side of the road and worry that it's a cop. I can go to a actual place.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
I know it's clean. They can show me papers. Like all that fear and scariness goes away, and it's totally legal. As opposed to, I don't want to make the mistake of a pimp beat my ass or something.
Yeah, I'm 100% against it on the side of the road.
No. So make it legal. And
so then, are you
building?
So are you afforded? Are you for it if when it becomes legal that they can just open brothels now anywhere?
Yeah, it's a tough call. I mean, if you've got consenting adults that are paying their taxes and abiding by the law, and obviously contract, you can leave, come and go as you please, then what makes it different than any other job, right?
Well,
That's
You're
true.
consenting,
That's
you've
true.
got a contract, you're paying your taxes.
Yep.
I mean, I guess if it were legal, then I mean, how do you have a problem with it then?
Yeah,
I mean,
tough to do.
we won the war on drugs, so obviously this is going to be.
Yeah, because that's not a problem at all right now.
No, we won.
No, yeah. What about you, though, Slideshow? What are your feelings on that? Thoughts?
As far as the
Legalization of prostitution.
look, I wasn't hoeing before it. I'm not gonna hoe after it. It don't affect me really.
It don't make no fucking difference.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
don't
even
make no
care.
difference.
It's hard
look.
to say.
They gonna do it whether it's legal or illegal. So it's like it really don't.
But do you? I guess really what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to ask you is, do you think that it's
Like, not
a
would
good
you
idea?
partake,
Not saying,
but
yeah, would you?
okay.
I'm not knowing that you personally wouldn't partake in it because you don't believe in it. But would you?
Would I support it?
Yeah. Or would you be like, oh, fuck it, okay, it's cool with me if it's legal? Like, what are your thoughts on it becoming legal?
If I support it, then I would say no, because then it's like, I don't know who mentioned it, but somebody said, how do you know who's being taken advantage of by a pimp
You have a
versus
That was Jelly.
you have a legitimate business.
That was Jelly.
Oh, you're saying if it's legitimate?
Yeah, so when you
Right.
legalize prostitution, you're going to make it into a business, like the corner store, mom and pop shop that sells weed is now all legal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I say to each man his own, man. I can't really say.
But again, you're not partaking.
No.
It's just,
I get
would
you.
you be
I
okay
get
with it being legalized?
I'd be okay with it. I'd be okay with it. I feel like it doesn't affect me.
Yeah, because you're not partaking in it anyway. So,
Yeah,
right.
and people gonna do what they want anyway. So
Anyway,
it's like,
yeah.
you can't force people to do things. So I'm like, as long as it don't affect me, I'm
Okay.
yeah.
Well, with that being said, sir, we're going to go ahead and transition to your topic, man. Here we go. What do you want?
Nice intro. I like that.
Yeah.
Nice segue.
That's what I'm saying.
Nice little transition, right?
Yeah, I
little
like
transition.
Feels like we washed off all the prostitution talk.
Yeah, it's like now, it's like onward we move to transition.
How good was reading Rainbow?
It makes you feel like that, right? I should have just gave you the drum. You know what I should have done, man? I'm sorry, bro. I should have hit you with this instead, man.
Thank you.
That was better.
We're gonna have to take that away. He disrespecting people at this point.
I'm just too much with the.
Season 2, and he's still mixing up buttons too.
It's like, get rid of the sand tromboner, you asshole. Sorry, bro. I'll give you more drum hits for you, man.
All right, slideshow, take it away.
All right, so I was just gonna speak on the crash that might have happened anywhere between, I think it was 2 to 3 weeks ago. It was the one that happened in Inglewood. I don't remember the street. I know B Money said he heard what happened, but you gentlemen don't know about it.
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, when you
It ring a bell, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just paraphrase the story, and then just want to know you guys' thoughts on it. So when I first watched the video, it was a short little. It might have been maybe 7 to 10 second clip.
Yeah.
It was like I seen the headlines like fiery crash that killed 6 people. And I'm like, oh man, that's got to be good.
Yeah.
You see like the little camera set up from like a little somewhere from across the street,
It's
just
like a gas
angled.
station.
Yeah, angled. And you could see the whole gas station, and I'm like, oh, that street looked familiar. I read it said Inglewood. I was like, oh, yep, that's the hood. So then, you just, I don't know. It looks so calm, The video is just going. You see people walking, and then like the video ends, and I'm like, oh, they playing a hoax on me. Ain't nothing. So now I rewatched it, and I was like, man, I missed it. And then like I pay attention, and I just see like something that looked like a black UFO just shoot across and I'm like, damn. I watched it again a third time, and then like what seems to be just like a silhouette of some type of demon just like flying past the camera was actually the car.
Oh shit.
And I think me and another gentleman was speaking about it. He said that when he read, I guess from some other news outlet, that she was going 100 miles per hour. And this
It
is
might
this,
have been.
this is
I
just,
think it was something like that. Yeah.
this
This
is just
isn't
on
the
a normal
Anne Hesh
street
thing, is it? It's not Anne Hesh.
No.
right?
This
Different
is
accent.
it's a traveling nurse She's from Texas, came here to work at whatever hospital was in Inglewood. The story I was told was she was fighting with her boyfriend at the time and got so upset she left her patients, which is patient abandonment. So already you lost your license. And then the video, you see traffic go from red light to green. Traffic's going, everything's fine. And then at 90 to 100 miles an hour, she flies through and just, I mean, it's not one of those things where it was green for her and then, she missed the yellow. It was more than enough time for.
What was the reason you said she left again?
So the story is she was fighting with her boyfriend, got so upset and just left and maybe was driving to see him. Who knows?
Who the fuck drives like that when they're I'm sorry. I'm just going to ask the question because that's insane. You saw the footage, right?
Well, so the fiery crash killed 6 people. She lived. And I think now she's trying to claim mental illness.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Do your time. You're stupid.
The craziest thing I read in the article I read was that so I guess it was her boyfriend that was driving.
No, sir.
No. I mean the car that got hit.
Oh.
The car that got hit, it was a boyfriend that was driving, a pregnant woman in the passenger seat, and then an infant, like a 1-year-old in the back seat. And they said that the baby flew out the car and landed in front of a lady that was pumping her gas. Like the baby just landed right there in front of her and she picked it up.
More than enough time.
Oh, yeah. See?
Oh, my God.
You see how quick she was going, though?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
I heard she's right now.
I don't give a shit.
She's
How much
fighting for like 100 years right now in jail.
No kidding.
Nah, you need to go to jail till your heart stops.
No, because they're trying to give her, I think,
just saying, man,
25 years for every life that was taken.
Good.
So
Yeah.
Good.
And that's 6.
Yeah.
You know what? And no matter how much time she does, still doesn't bring the people back that are dead.
That's a good point.
It's not even going to matter. If that's my family, I don't care how much jail time it is. You know what I'm saying? Your family's still dead.
Yeah.
That's true.
So where's the real justice for your victims there?
That's true. What death sentence?
What's that?
Death sentence, maybe?
That still wouldn't bring it back,
Still
like you
doesn't
said.
bring
No,
the
I know
family
that wouldn't
back,
bring them back either. So no matter what punishment you give them, it's not going to fix the problem.
Not for me.
Yeah, for
No.
you, for the victim.
I want them.
Right.
I want them to
Yeah.
hurt. I don't want them to sit in jail, and I want them. You know what I mean? Like,
Easy way out.
Yeah, but then there's an argument to be made there too that if you're sitting in jail for 100 years, you're gonna have to think on that every day that you're in
That's
jail.
true. You're
for
going to
100
rot.
years,
You're going
right?
to rot in the
And
cage. That's basically what the idea behind that is.
mentally, that'd destroy somebody if you had to live with that.
What would bring you guys personally peace
You
in
lose your
that
freedom,
situation?
too.
Like, what would you want the outcome to be in order to bring you peace?
Rot in the cell. I mean, that's probably for me personally. Even though it wouldn't bring my loved one back.
I think only time would help me move on.
I was going to say
Yeah.
something
Wouldn't forget,
internal.
but I would-
Internal, yeah, because that makes sense.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. You'd have to come to terms with yourself on forgiving somebody for something like that. And like me personally, not strong enough to do that. So I don't know. I think time, you're right, would probably be the only thing that would really cure that. Sitting on
Because
that.
you're right. There's no way to else.
How do you come back from that?
Yeah, you don't.
You don't.
I have a question. So there was, if you guys heard the one where they're middle schoolers playing basketball, one of the players punched their daughter, another player, opposite player in the head. She had a concussion. The family's going to court over it. My question is the family that was the aggressor.
Yeah.
They're saying that just because of the internet, they're suffering, and the mom lost her job. They're being harassed. Do you think that the internet can be a form of punishment suitable to that crime? Because the daughter didn't die. She was punched. There's humiliation involved, but I mean, the internet can be a terrible place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the mom now lost her job, which in this climate, it's hard to just find another job.
Why is that just that she lost her job? Is that
That was through the internet, though. Like just how they were harassed and people talking about it. And a lot of bigger businesses don't want to deal with you being involved in stuff that's going to bring them bad light.
Sure,
Yeah, no.
bad publicity. Yeah.
So like,
Oh.
so
Yeah.
is the internet a suitable place to get some justice for the because my kids get to hit, and then that family, I don't give a shit what happens to them.
that's fair?
And they don't.
But they are going to go through a lot. Like they're not even in court yet, and then they jobs lost, humiliation, death threats on the internet. Like
That's fair. I heard somebody say the media was like a gun, depending on how you use it.
100%.
It can be.
Operation Mockingbird.
Absolutely can be. Yeah. We talked about that a few episodes ago. Yeah, mocking. Yeah.
Mm.
That's crazy, man. anything else you wanted to bring up to add on to that, or?
Man, I just like Brother Man here said, I wouldn't be able to put myself in a situation, but I agree with B Money too. It's like, yeah, you have that person over there in that corner, but at the same time, that's a battle in you that you got to resolve if you want to feel better, depending whether that person goes free or go to jail.
Because at the end of the time, too, it's what are you filling that hole with? You're missing out from your loved one.
Yeah.
You know, are you going to do good coping skills? Are you going to start drinking?
What's it going to be?
If the gentleman that from the car that got hit survived, you know, he lost his baby in the backseat, the 1-year-old, his wife, and the baby that was in her stomach. Yeah.
But they're counting that as a life, too.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, I don't know. Well, he doesn't have to. He don't even have the chance to deal with that grief.
Yeah, they don't have to deal with. They passed away, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be a survivor in that situation.
No, that's brutal, man.
No,
especially I've been coming back from it with the injuries and all that. You might not be the same person anymore, man.
I was talking to somebody before. I was like, that's crazy how life is set up. Like, always in a drunk driver head-on collision, it's always the victim that never makes it, and the drunk person that always makes it.
Relaxed body.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You don't tense up. You don't have a reaction time.
So you just fucking just that damn, man.
I'd be curious to see those actual statistics. What the statistics
Really,
of that
I would
were.
too.
Let's try to pull them up.
We see it
Let's
a
look
lot
it up.
on the news, though. Just the news for AV alone is it's crazy.
You know, kind of segueing into the last topic we wanted to bring up here before we wrap up the episode. There was actually a past of jellies that he kind of shared with us a little bit briefly that he said he was willing to speak about on the record with us here in the show. But he said that he wants to shine some light on some like personal experience you had, right, with the Mormon community, or
Yeah, so that's being publicized a lot lately. You see it on all the Netflix series, and
that's the reason why I wanted to bring it up too, because B Money had told us that, not to cut you off, sorry about that.
No.
But he was just like, I got someone that can give you guys even more about that.
Yeah, so
I know
there's
somebody.
a show that Hulu just put out, Under the Banner of Heaven, and it sheds a lot of light on that fundamentalist Mormon sect that exists and still exists. Actually, I was in St. George not too long ago, and I was out there playing golf with a buddy. You go to Costco and you see this plural marriage thing that still exists. So, B and I started talking about it a little bit, and real thing, right? Because so I grew up in this religion. Initially I was baptized a Catholic, and I rode that out for a little bit. And my dad ended up remarried a gal that was Mormon, and obviously her entire family is, and this family I grew up with. So I ultimately joined the same religion and then operated within the religion for, let me think, I was 10. So I think I probably really started to fall away around like 23, 24 years old. So, a good 14, 15 years of my life, give or take, that I operated within the religion. So, I was watching the thing, and I was watching it with my wife, and we were talking a little bit about the things that are in the show that she couldn't wrap her brain around that were real things. So, now I don't practice any religion. I actually kind of condemn all organized religion.
Really?
And, I don't condemn anybody that believes what they believe, right? I think everyone's got the right to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't associate with any of it anymore. I kind of think it's all just a big giant money grab.
That's fair. Just to add on before you continue, I heard a pastor once say, man, he said if Jesus was living with us today, like if he was born and living with us today, you'd have had to explain what Christianity is, because
it's not even close to what
or it wasn't even a thing when he was walking the earth.
Right.
Like before Jesus, what did they have? There was no Christianity. It was just, I believe in God.
Right.
And just acting according from there. So I kind of see where you're going with that. I hear a lot of Christians that go off of that as well, or like a lot of denominations. All it is separation and control.
And it wasn't an organization
really is,
either. It wasn't really meant. It wasn't labeled an organization either. It was sold. I wouldn't say sold. That's a bad way to put it. Back then, it was delivered as sold now. But I'm saying
Right,
back
sold now.
Now it's sold that way. But I think back then, like Slideshow was saying, it was probably more. It was delivered more as you're having a relationship with God. That's really what you're after here. There's no organization. You go do this anywhere.
Tradition.
You talk about it on a mountain somewhere with a friend.
Yeah.
That's enough. You know what I mean? You don't need to go somewhere and give your money in a plate. And you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just.
You know, to answer the question, what existed before Jesus, you talk about the Book of the Dead that the Egyptians wrote, thousands of years before the Bible was ever translated or Jesus was ever a thing. And when you look at that Book of the Dead, it parallels the Bible almost identically with the Son of God, dying, being resurrected. There's a great documentary that I watched that really did kind of open my eyes to a lot of stuff, and that was the Religulous documentary with Bill Maher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Really
sheds a lot of light on a lot of stuff. So, I mean, I think with everybody, your personal journey is, relevant to how you're going to look at things down the road, right? And so if you grow up in one religion and that's what you know, then that's what you know, right?
Yeah.
When you start exploring things on your own and you explore theology as a whole, you can make your own determinations as to, what you believe, what you don't believe. So with that Mormon religion specifically, the age of agency, which is like the age that you can make decisions for yourself, is 8 years old. Think about that for a second, right? What decisions were you making at 8 years old?
Not anything dire. Like, what do I want to have for lunch, I guess?
Or you like if you had time to come in from outside to take a piss.
That
because
too,
you
or
couldn't
yeah,
manage your time.
Or,
right?
like, or am I going to drink from the water hose, or am I going to go inside and pour myself a glass?
Exactly.
Just about to say that, man.
So can you make decisions at 8 years old about what religion you're going to follow for the rest of your life? No fucking way, right?
Well,
It's not a real
parental
thing.
guidance comes in. And
You're about to say the water
ask
hose?
your parents for
I was gonna say the water hose. Yeah,
Exactly. And so,
street lights.
You're going to follow what your parents do.
Yep.
Just like I followed what my parents did, right? My dad is my hero still today. Like the guy that I'd follow off a bridge. If he said, walk off the bridge, I'm going to go. So if my dad's telling me, at 10 years old that this is the way, what do you believe?
You're gonna
That's the
follow
way.
That's the way, right? I'm going to go with what
That's
my
the
dad
way,
is saying at 10 years old. So you're not able to, really make informed decisions at 8 years old or 10 years old. What's the difference,
No, that's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah. Man, that's deep. That's crazy. So let me ask you this, though, before we continue on with this. Can you talk about some of the details of that, or are you just not, you don't want to put that on the record?
No, I'll answer any questions you got. What do you got?
Okay, so what existed within it? What about it made it feel like it was a cult to you? Living in it, what was shed on you light wise? What was brought to the light that you're like, okay,
What felt off?
I gotta get the fuck out of this? Yeah.
So I'll tell you what it was is, like I talked about, it's almost like a business to me,
Okay.
So from the time you can speak, you can earn an allowance, right? You're taught that you're going to pay 10% of your earnings to this church. So, I mean, you're talking again, I'm 10 years old. I make an allowance of $5 a week. And that religion's telling you at 10 years old that you're paying 10% of that $5, which is 50 cents. And you know this for the rest of your life, and the rest of the involvement that you have with that church is that you're paying this 10% of your earnings. But there's a lot of weird things to it, right? So they talk about the foundation of the religion itself, and with how Joseph Smith is a prophet, and Joseph Smith is the only person that can talk to God, right? And he talks to him directly. So you've got...
but how does he talk to him? Through a hat, right?
So that's some stuff. So that's some stuff I don't know about, right? And that's some stuff that I actually can't specifically speak to. And I know South Park did a bunch of stuff about it. So obviously, there's a lot of teachings within the religion that I never obtained, because you go to a temple. In order to go to the temple, you have to be worthy to do so. I was never worthy to do so. I was already gone, and
So you didn't want to say stuff.
left the religion before that happened. So those are things that I don't know the answer to. So I couldn't tell you yes or no that was a real thing, but. Excuse me. Joseph Smith's got these golden plates. Angel comes to him and tells him where the location of these golden plates are. These golden plates end up getting translated through another person, whatever, right? Third party stuff. And thus the Book of Mormon is created, which is a separate doctrine from the Old Testament or the New Testament that you might know in, regular Christianity based faiths. So you practice, or you read the Old Testament, New Testament, that's the Bible. Separate doctrine called the Book of Mormon. There's a Doctrine of Covenants and a Pearl of Great Price. Also, this is all one separate book, and it's all the teachings of Joseph Smith. So when you look at that, right, and this is where your fundamentalist stuff comes into play, is that Joseph Smith at that time had multiple wives. You got Joseph Smith, Brigham Young, these kind of guys that have multiple wives, 10, 15 wives, whatever. Those 10, 15 wives are going to have 10, 15 kids, however many kids it is, right? However many you can produce. And you're going to multiply, replenish the earth, and you're going to continue to preach this faith. Well, then, obviously they get persecuted and moved from one place to the next place to the next place because plural marriage is condemned. And that's where you get the fundamentalist Mormons. So these people that believe in the fundamentals, how the religion was based, they still exist. I mean, all over Utah, Idaho, places like that. You see them, they practice the same stuff. You'll have 5 wives wearing the exact same outfit at Costco, buying food for 50 people, that all their kids.
Crazy.
I never got the appeal of multiple wives.
Oh God, no.
I am happily married.
Being polygamist.
I am happily married, but there are some downs where I'm getting yelled at. I can't imagine that 4 or 5 times.
No.
More.
I think when you're a polygamist though, you as the husband probably convince them all to have sex with you at the same time.
You hope.
By having all kinds of orgies. But then again, you would think that, right? That's not the way it is in reality.
No way.
That's just not reality. That's not happening. There's no way that's happening, right?
That's 5 more menstrual cycles I'm going to get yelled at for. That's 5 more headaches where I'm not going to get any.
I think
Yep.
Because then you gotta remember in our society, and then 1,000 years ago, when women didn't have rights, they didn't have a voice, so they did what they was told. There was no arguing.
Right.
I know you let them vote, and now look what happened.
Hey, honestly,
joking.
B Money touched on something deep. I remember thinking about that not too long ago. I'm like, I was talking to my mom actually. I was like, because me and my mom, we're open. We talk about things. She could control her. Big props to my mom. She doesn't let her emotions get to her. But I was like, Mom, like I said it. Mom, I remember back in the days when women couldn't do anything. Their minds were just focused on when he comes home, cook, clean, take care of the children. And I'm like, that's cool. And they could get a job now. That's cool as well. But it's like, at least some of the women we see now that I could do bad all by myself, and it kind of I don't know. It's like they kind of, I don't want to say lost value, but it's like you kind of don't, there's nothing stable about them. Let me say it like that. My uncle told me, because we got into a fight one time when I was living with him, when she sent me away, she said 2 roosters can't live in the same pen. So it's like, if I'm walking around trying to be the man and you walking around trying to be the man, it's not.
It's going to be battle,
Right.
clash of the titans.
Yeah, of course.
Right. And it's like,
Bumping heads.
and it's like, man, at some point I'm gonna get tired of that, and I might actually look at you like a man and get physical. So
Sure.
rather than me getting like that, maybe this ain't,
This ain't it.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, man. But there's one thing I wanted to ask you too. So I'm kind of going back, circling back to what we're talking about here with Jelly, real quick before we wrap up. What is some of the weird, really off things that set you put it off? Is it like
I got
ritualistic ones? I think I know you're going to go at. I was going to mention that you had told me about.
Yeah.
But what were the more weird or ritualistic things that just didn't sit right with you, if any at all, that you experienced?
And again, right, we're talking about weird, but
Yeah.
define weird, right?
Okay, good point,
different for
yeah.
everybody. But I understand where you're going. There's some things that just don't really jive with being, a pubescent teen or a guy that's going through puberty and exploring, women in your body and things like that. So, there's a law of chastity, and within that law of chastity, obviously premarital sex is a thing that doesn't exist, and that's something that makes you not worthy to enter said temple, and you not paying your tithing, that 10%, another thing that is not going to allow you access into this temple. So you kind of feel like you're less than because you can't achieve this, rank that everyone else around you is achieving and telling you that you need to strive to achieve, right? You've got, the word of wisdom, which is the prohibition of coffee and tea and alcohol, cigarettes, nicotine, things like that. Obviously illicit drugs, which, some of the things you can get behind, and some of the things you want to explore because you're 21 years old and you want to know what it's like to drink a beer, right?
You want to know, yeah.
So the Amish have Ramstinga, where they are allowed to do that. Did the Mormons have something to where you can test the waters at all?
No, definitely nothing like that. Actually, quite honestly, when you turn 19 years old, you're, very encouraged heavily to go serve a mission for the church itself. And so, if you look, the church's numbers are huge all the way across the world. Certain countries, they don't allow them in. certain countries obviously don't want an outside influence, but the population of the Mormons is huge all the way across the world, and that's due to missionary service. So you get 19-year-old kids that are going out and serving these missions for 2 years. They're themselves living in poverty, trying to teach the word of God, and they believe it. And so, you can get behind something like that, right? Like a guy that believes in what he's saying and he's out actually preaching it. Sure, great. I appreciate it, but obviously not for me. But that's not to say that it's not for somebody else. So, I mean, things like that.
What about the baptism? That blew my mind when we talked about that.
Is that the thing you wanted to bring up? That's the thing you wanted to talk about, right?
Because your job as a Mormon is to get the numbers up.
Yeah.
And you can do that through baptism of anyone.
Well, it's baptisms for the dead, and so
that was crazy. That threw me off when I heard it.
I don't know, like obviously all the ins and outs of this, although I did participate in it. But ultimately, what I understand it to be anyway is a person that was receiving the teachings of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and once receiving the teachings dies at some point, right? Maybe they weren't converted, and so you are physically getting baptized on behalf of that person whose records then become, that of the Mormon faith, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which would obviously increase the numbers. That's my theory, and I only know this because I did it myself. Do I have the numbers in front of me? No. I don't know if those records are super accurate or not, but that would be my assumption as to why you're baptizing somebody on behalf of the dead. That person obviously can't consent. He's dead, But yeah, that's a real thing that exists for sure.
Yeah, if you think they just ride bikes and are very polite, watch I think it was Amazon, right? Under the Banner of God.
Hulu, Under the Banner of Heaven.
Oh yeah, amazing movie, great movie. Andrew Garfield's in it.
I think that was
Under the Banner of Heaven.
It was a 5-part series, right? It was really great, and it was very accurate. Yeah, that was a great show.
And then followed up with the Righteous Gemstones on HBO.
Another great show. What Danny McBride does no wrong, dude. Does no wrong.
Over there on a roll right now, man. He's dropping gems for us to check out. I never seen either one of them.
Yeah, the Under the Banner of Heaven is the Mormon, and then the Righteous Gemstones is a more comical look at Christianity.
Okay,
it's good though, really good.
It's
Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, it's a good look on the mega churches. There's a big mega church movement all the way across the Bible Belt down there. You've got these conglomerate churches that just produce millions of dollars. That's what the Righteous Gemstones is based on. It's a Danny McBride thing that was really, really funny. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not part of a mega church. I couldn't tell you if it's spot on or not. But
so going back to what we were saying though, like with the whole baptism of the dead, is that just like so the person that was still alive that was teaching that person takes the baptism for him, or you actually baptize the body itself?
No. So you would have younger guys that held a certain level of the priesthood, guys or girls, whichever they were, that were worthy of entering this portion of the temple at that time. So you could be, 12, 13 years old. That individual who would have never known, right? Like say, B is receiving the teachings at some point and then he dies. Well, I don't know him, but I'd get baptized on behalf of him, having never met him before in my life. He's dead. There's no physical body present except mine that's going and receiving this baptism.
For that person.
Right.
Oh, wow.
That's correct.
Get the numbers up,
Crazy. Yeah, that's definitely off. What are your thoughts and feelings on this Slash before we wrap things up here, man?
No, is that something you considered like to be a little off, or
it was normal?
Yeah.
Like,
at the time,
that's what I was told to do, and that's what I did.
Okay.
I wanted to be obedient. I wanted to do
it was his normal. Yeah, because he was brought up with it. Yeah.
That was my normal. And it took a lot of years later when I kind of, started to fall away from this thing, and it was, my own personal experience, but involved death and whatever. Aside from that, I started to really look at things for myself, and you really see the evil that exists
outside
in the world,
box,
all over the place, and you start to think, if God is real, how does he let all this horrible shit happen all over the place, right?
That's a good question.
And then you start to question what normal is. And so when you really start experiencing things and researching things for yourself and finding out who you are as a human being, you start to question what's normal and what's not. And so am I right? I don't fucking know. Am I wrong? I don't know. And I don't think that anyone sitting here today knows whether they're right or wrong. But
100%
I don't think that you need a God in your life to be a good human being. You don't need God to teach morals. You could just be a good fucking human and be good to people without saying that, God, I did it for God. I did it because I'm trying to get to heaven. What is heaven? Does it exist? We don't know. Does that mean that you don't have to be an asshole to everybody? If I'm wrong and you're a good person, then wouldn't your forgiving God ultimately let you in? Like, hey, you know what? You did a good job. You weren't an asshole.
Right.
We're going to give you a pass on this one and let you in.
Right.
Yeah, because when you throw God in there like that, it shows like, are you really altruistic? Like, are you doing this to get into heaven?
Goes back to manipulation, right?
And it goes back to, what are you really doing this for? Do you really want this, or do you just not want to burn for eternity?
Like, do I not break the law because I'm
Yeah.
afraid of jail time, or do I not break the law because I want to be just a good person?
Or is it because that's what you know?
Yeah.
And that's all you've ever known.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I like that. It reminded me of a story with, like, everything you just said remind me of, I don't know if you've read the book of Job. Are you familiar with the story of Job?
No, I'm not. I mean, again, I went to this seminary for 4 years, which is part of the curriculum for being a Mormon, right? So the 4 years of high school, you're required to go to what's called seminary, and that seminary breaks down the Old Testament for a year, the New Testament for a year, the Book of Mormon for a year, and the Doctrine and Covenants for a year. Each year is separated. And I passed, right? Because my mom was real proud of me for passing. But I should know the story of Job because it was obviously taught. However, I don't know, man. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was just kind of cruising through to get to football practice the next day.
Oh, okay. No, because the reason I brought it up and why I said what you said reminded me of it, because you just said, like, like, what is the meaning of this? Do we really know this? And just to paraphrase with Job, like, he believed in God, so God blessed him according to his faith, and he had, I think it was 10 children, a lot of cattle. He was a rich dude.
Yeah.
Back then, he was a rich dude, and basically, the devil told God, he only respects you because you give him all these nice things. God said, okay, take it away. Instantly, in the same day, all the cattle were taken away. I guess
stricken ill.
Yeah. He got boils, like bad boils. Like it said, like he was like trying to scratch the boils with broken up glass.
Yeah.
All his kids died. Like everything was taken away. The only thing he had left was his wife, and I guess the house they lived in. That was like the only thing they had left. But
I thought his house collapsed and killed his wife.
No. So the house collapsed and killed all the children.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he only had his wife left. And trying to remember where I was going with this, but the thing is like Job had everything taken away, and he still trusted in God, even though like he was asking all these questions. Oh, what does this mean? Curse the day I was born. Curse the womb I came from. A whole bunch of like just going on. And then that's when the devil went back to God and said, the only reason why is because, he's still alive. And he said, okay, you can touch him, just don't kill him. And that's when the boils came.
Okay.
And, it's like I'm pretty sure Job was in that same spot. Like, oh, why this? Why did, why am I still alive? Take all this away. And then so, but then I recall a different part of the Bible that says, as the earth is from the heavens, so are my ways from yours. That's what God said. And man, when I read that, it kind of took me to a place of like, man, even if God did explain to me why, my dad never stayed in my life, why, my mom's extended family don't like us, why, I never got to meet my dad's side of the family. Why a nurse would hit and kill 6 people and all these children, sex trafficking, all this stuff. Like, even if he did explain it to me and gave me his version, his answer, do I have the wisdom to comprehend what the answer is? Like, would it even make sense to me?
Well, and I think a follow-up to that too is, what kind of God would do that to somebody, right? And does that make it right?
Or allow it, right?
Because I would call myself a Christian, and that story always messed me up. Because growing up, you're always told like you can't challenge God. Don't ask God for miracles because God is omnipotent and powerful.
Don't ask why.
Don't challenge him.
Yeah.
And then the devil's be like, okay, I'll play this game. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, God's gonna challenge people now? Like,
Or the fact that,
it was always a hard story.
it is a hard story because at the same time, he's like, he rewards them for his faith, right?
But yeah,
But
at
the
the
thing
end,
is,
everything was restored.
Everything
but
was restored, but it's
I know
like,
where you're going. I know. Go ahead. I know
he
where you're
lost. He lost it at the expense of losing his family and all that stuff. And it's almost like, was it a bet? You allowed a bet to go on,
Not even that.
and you
but
you used a man's life, a real man's life, to go through with. Well, I promise you, I bet you he's gonna still hold that faith. I bet you if I take everything from him and almost kill him, he won't. That's basically essentially what it is, though,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
No, so the darker part that I still don't like is that, like, oh, hey, I took away your children.
I knew it was
And-
you that
and-
said it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I took-
Okay.
I
Go
took
ahead.
away your children and your livelihood. But for being,
oh yeah, you're getting at that, giving him new. Well, I miss my old wife.
Yeah,
I
no.
miss my old kids. Like you were
right.
saying, like you saying
took it
that
all away,
it
but-
was me money that told you that.
Like he didn't love the first 10 children. You're right.
yeah,
Yeah.
For being a good sport and praying to me still, I'm gonna give you new kids. Like, oh, thanks.
I
He's like, that's okay. I got new ones
that's
now.
and then like it said like I think like I believe it said tenfold of what he had before. So it's like he had 10 times as much. But I'm like that the kids one. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll take new
what happened with
cows.
those souls? Did they go to heaven?
I'm
I would
sure-
hope so.
I'm sure
they did. I mean, God wouldn't say, "Sure, take the casualties as the children, and they're gonna be saved." They went to heaven. They had to.
They're
have.
just kids.
Well, I don't know. It depends on what religion you're talking about, right? Because when you talk about Catholicism, if that baby's not baptized and that baby dies, where's that baby go?
No, purgatory. right?
Yeah.
It don't go to heaven. And what kind of innocent 2-week-old child
Even knows
has
what
the
free will is,
ability to go to
or
heaven
understands the
hell?
concept of free will?
Exactly. You don't understand
You
that.
have to wait till they're 8.
Oh, right, exactly. Yeah, because at age 8, you can make that determination
Absolutely.
for sure.
or they were asking what happened to babies that died premature or abortion, like aborted babies.
Yeah, good
They
question.
weren't baptized.
And it's like we could say Christians, we could say, oh well, they go to heaven. Well, can you prove in the Bible where it says that?
Well, and it's all subjective, right? Because that book itself has been translated so many times. There's so many different versions of it, right? Like, who do you believe?
And the New King's version were actual kings cherry picked what they wanted to keep and add into the Bible,
Right.
Which is
Yeah,
So yeah, the validity of the book itself, I think, comes into question.
it's rough. That's where
is-
faith comes in, though.
And that's always the catch-all, right?
I was just
It's
going to say that.
you got to have
Gotta
faith.
have faith.
And then, there's a verse in the Bible, or I'm sorry, it's in it is. It's in James. I think it's faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
I think it's like James 2:17, 18, something like that. Don't quote me on that. But you can have all this faith, but you have to put this work in.
Yeah.
And what does that even mean?
yeah. I mean,
I think you could take that multiple ways, though.
100% subjective, right?
Like if you,
I think so. Yeah,
It can be
because it's
interpreted
true.
a lot of different ways.
Well, how
Because
much
what are considered works when it's grace that saves you, right?
or that's like saying like
When they say it's grace, right? Yeah, because it's a gift, right? They claim that's the thing that always threw me off a little bit too, brother. Honestly, deep down was that it is a gift, right? God says the salvation's a gift, something you just have to accept. What are the works then? Walking in His way,
no, I think it's
walking in His
I
ways
think
of
it's
works.
go with-
Or,
I think it goes with saying like, if you say like just for an example, like, oh, like I'm a graduate like my course. I'm trying to I want to be a doctor when I grow up.
Yeah.
So that's like me saying, oh yeah, I want to be a doctor when I grow up, but I'm not doing the homework at school. Like I had the faith, like, yeah, I'm gonna get there, but then what am I doing to get there?
Yeah.
One of the examples I like and kind of touching on that is that, when you're going through these courses and you're going through hard times in your life, you naturally pray to God to get you through these courses, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, who did the work? You did the work, right? God didn't bless you with the ability to read a fucking book. You read the books, because you're a human being and you know how to fucking read and you take a test.
Yeah.
And then how many times have we done this throughout our lives? And I just, myself personally, maybe this happened to you or hasn't, that, you pray your way through something. And then as soon as you get through, you make these empty promises to God, right?
Yeah.
Hey, if you get me through this course, I can pass this test. Then, I swear I won't do ABC. And then as soon as you pass the test,
You go
you're right
back to doing it, yeah.
ABC again, right? It's just what human beings do.
To be fair,
Yeah.
most of my empty prayers were to the porcelain god.
Oh, yeah.
Oh?
God, I'll never drink
Oh,
again.
man.
Holding the toilet.
I'll
yeah.
never drink
oh,
again.
never do it again.
And you're back at the bar the next day doing the same shit.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, it makes you kind of question your own faith.
It wasn't-
no
it wasn't
fucking
Jesus,
lesson learned.
Porcelain god, not Jesus. Porcelain god. So he
Oh
knows.
man,
I think go back to what we were saying earlier though, bro. Like you can't really Because I feel like all religion is holding on to tradition. I feel like that's all it is. And like you said, like it could be because I've seen money schemes too. I have seen it.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you donate $1,000, God's gonna give you back 10,000 in a week. A lot at the mega churches, like you said.
Oh yeah,
at the mega churches, and
the
people
shadiest ones, man,
get played
way back in the
and
day.
they make
the
everybody
Catholic
look bad.
religion,
and you're still waiting on that 9 racks.
Exactly. And you look, you hang on to the belief of everything, but you can't. Any logical person that's paying attention to what's going on around them, you can't ignore the shadiness of a lot of the stuff that's unfortunately involved in it. You know what I mean? It's there, man, and it's hard not to look at it. You know what I'm saying? You want to be naive. Come on, man. At some point, you can't afford to be naive. At some point, you know what I mean? That's how I see it.
Would you? Yeah, they're being naive, but I feel like they just maybe they're just desperate for help.
That's what I think it might be too. Because you go to a mega church like that, you witness what's going on, and the fact that you still just give into it blindly like that, it makes me wonder when I see people like that. Oh God, he's so right about what he's saying. I look at him like, are you really this fucking blind? Or you just want to believe whatever someone tells you and just. Maybe it's the ignorance of it. Maybe they're afraid of the reality of what it might be, and they're scared of it.
Exactly.
You see where I'm going with that? They're afraid of it might possibly, what if what that person's saying is the truth? Oh,
right.
No, I can't think that way. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Well, they're fearful of it. They're immediately like, oh, fuck, what if they are right? What if that is?
Yeah, take advantage of the weak-minded.
You start asking yourself the question, is it naivety, or are you that far down the rabbit hole that you believe you're going to be damned for eternity if you don't follow what this guy is telling you? And who is this guy to tell you what's right and what's wrong?
You know what the crazy thing is, brother? Now
That's
that you say that,
interesting way to put it. It's true. That's
At the end of the day, there's only one reality to like all these religions. It's like either one of us is going to be right and the other religion's wrong.
Yep.
Or we all wrong. Or you just gotta wait to see, right?
And if consciousness really does dissipate like a light bulb, it just turns out you're not going to know.
No, and interesting
you know
enough, right?
Like you're not going to know.
How many different religions do you have that exist, right? And how many of them say that they're right and everyone else is fucking wrong?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So just like you said, who's right, who's wrong?
Book.
I don't know.
We don't. At the end of the day, we don't know.
Yeah. Right.
And this is why this debate will never ever have a definitive answer until you're dead and you're there.
There's nations.
You know what I'm saying? Until you cross over, as they call it, right? When you until you pass on, right? That's when you're really going to know.
Yeah,
when you transcend, if there is anything to transcend to. Right? That's when you're really going to know.
But then you can't share that.
Yeah, exactly. You can't come back. Well, guys, I know what it's like now.
Guess what?
You know what I mean? Like,
check my Twitter page.
I know what really happens now, guys. Like, I mean.
Yeah, when I die, look for a tweet.
Try to find me P-Money's tweets like that.
I'll tell you what, if I die before you guys and I was wrong, then I'll come back and I'll haunt you and give you signs on what you should and shouldn't
That's
be doing.
awesome. Please do, man.
I'll keep you guys in the know for sure.
I was going to say, I think for me, at least for me, I came to the point where like I've been, what's the word? Like I'm content. I'm content with what I believe. So even if like, you know, we were to argue and, you know, you asked me a question, I couldn't answer it right there. And then you just keep going and going. And I'm like, well, Barded, I don't have an answer for that. At the end of the day, even if I do get discouraged, I know that if I die and I was wrong, whatever should come next, I would, at least I feel like I'd be willing to embrace it. That's just how deep I love what I believe in.
Right. And that's a good spot to be in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I agree. There's definitely not. And, you know, and all ends too. Like you said, you don't necessarily need a God to be a good person. There is truth to that. I feel like maybe some of these people, like you said, they're so down the rabbit hole that they need it. At the end of the day, if they end up being wrong, at least they weren't a terrible person.
Still lived a good life, right?
At least they exactly. They still lived a good life. They carry those morals. I mean, the idea for some people is sad that you don't get to go on.
Right.
But if you're not present for that, you know, then the idea of it is scary. I get it. But maybe like you not being there and even acknowledging that it's happening to you is probably the safe haven. You know what I'm saying?
The unknown is terrifying.
It kind of, would you guys agree? It kind of dulls it a little bit, or at least kind of curbs the terrifyingness of the unknowingness of death, right? Yeah. Whether of the idea of not existing anymore. It curbs that.
Having answers is always going to feel comforting.
Of course. Exactly.
Living in the unknown is terrifying.
Absolutely, because you at the end of the day do not know. That's what it is. You hear things, you get the comfort that you think you need for that, but at the end of the day, you really don't.
Well, and I think as human beings too, we should never be satisfied with content.
Yeah.
You know, you got to continuously have a thirst for knowledge.
I
keep
agree.
expanding your knowledge base and keep learning and learning and learning.
Exactly. And then
never be content.
And
That was
exactly,
gonna
you
be my
shouldn't be.
closing comment.
It's okay. And we're gonna have those right now. Actually, they're coming up right now.
Have
So
a thirst for knowledge. Is
I was gonna segue into that. I was gonna segue into that right now because
bleep him out.
we're about to. That's fucked up. Just edit it out into
Deep
you wanna
fake-
say,
deep
let
fake
me
him
say it
saying
again,
something else.
or deep fake him saying something else, and I'll plug something else in there. Or just take it out. Like that's fucked up, bro. There's been a whole segment of Jelly just standing there, like
Just
responding to everybody,
smiling.
He didn't say anything in that last segment. I don't know why he didn't have a comment on that. I wonder why.
Just put, have a thirst for knowledge, guys. Never.
Yeah, that's it. Next now, no, but yeah, man. And well, last thing I wanted to say before we really wrap things, we definitely got to wrap things now. You said something that was so true that I believe it. Like you said, who is this guy to tell you? You know what it is, man. They're conditioned. All the years of conditioning to believe that, like you said, to heartfeltly believe that I will be damned if I don't do this at this point. Why do so many people believe this if it isn't real? That kind of thing sets in for a lot of people that are in those churches. I just wanted to make that last comment.
Yeah.
You know, and at the end of the day, like Sideshow said, I have a content heart, what I believe too firmly, that even if it isn't the case, at least I wasn't a shitbag human being that went around killing, murdering, and being a sick fuck and being remembered for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I do see where he's coming from too, and I agree with you on that, bro. With that being said, gentlemen, I'm going to go left to right, let everybody kind of put their last tidbits in here before we hit the outro, and get out of here, man, for the day.
All right, let me change my closing comment.
Or you want to start this way?
Let's go right to left then. Go ahead, man.
Fine.
All right.
Get some time to think about it.
I just want to quote what Solomon said.
I don't want to do Jelly like that, bro. Let him have it, bro.
Appreciate
He's a
it.
guest here.
Sorry, he's a guest. Yeah, go ahead, Sideshow. Sorry, you're saying about Solomon?
Oh no, I was just gonna say I feel like it just touches a little into what like we're dibbing and dabbing into right now. What Solomon said, I think his closing remarks in Ecclesiastes was that the righteous man and the evil man had the same physical fate. Likewise, the man that works poorly and the man that works hard, they all come to the same fate that one day they all got to die.
Yeah.
So he was saying, just live accordingly and enjoy life. I think people even take that in different ways too. But that was something for me that that just kind of hit different. Like that is true. Whether you work hard to get like the hardest pursuing career or you spend your whole life at McDonald's, it's like at the end of the day, everybody still got to die, right?
Yeah.
And you leave all that stuff behind.
Hey, my pops always told us that there's no U-Haul following the hearse.
Oh, I like that.
Can't take
My
it with
dad,
you.
you can't take it
I
with
never
you.
heard that.
My pops,
Yeah,
that's my
cool.
pops right there. I can't take my dad. I can't take credit for my dad's words, man. He always told my brother that he's like, don't find too many riches on this planet, man, because at the end of the day, he's like, there's no U-Haul following the hearse.
That's because after the funeral, the kids go to the house then.
You get the analogy, asshole. All right, you get what he's trying to say. The point is, you can't take any of it with you. That doesn't mean live reckless. He wasn't teaching us that. Right. And he said it's absolutely, of course, okay to go strive to make yourself as best a person you can be. And if that means you become abundantly rich and you're buying all kinds of toys and stuff, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Just know that's all temporal. None of that shit. That's not going to suffice you forever. It's not going to maintain you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I get what he was getting at, and that's true. So don't put your riches here, man. Make sure that you put them in people. Yeah. And the ones around you that love you, man. So that's kind of like going off of what, that's pretty what I wanted to say too, man. And don't let anybody tell you you're wrong about certain things, because at the end of the day, like Jelly here said, and I'm sure everybody at this table agrees with, we really don't know.
Everybody's on their own path.
And whatever feels right for you and works for you, fine, go for it. I'm just saying I'm obviously not gonna side with you if you're out there killing people and thinking that that's your religion. You must bathe in blood to survive. Now that I can't agree with that. You're a sick person. That's all everybody's opinion. But if you're a well-rounded human being and you're not causing trouble and you're trying to be a great person out there, I'm not gonna tell you what religion is the right way to go or what to have or to not even have one at all. If that's what's up, that's truly up to you. And if there is a God, at the end of the day, it's between you and him, man, or you and it. I don't want to give it a gender. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. And that's really what I say at the end is that just follow what you want to believe in your heart to its fullest content. As long as you're happy and you're making the ones around you and your family, you guys are good and you're okay with that, don't let anybody tell you different. Go ahead, Jelly. What you got?
I love it. And I really appreciate respectful conversation from different points of view.
Thank you for giving us yours too, man.
Of course. you said something interesting to me about the hearse in the U-Haul.
That was good.
And it made me think. Wise man once told me when I was a kid, and I mean kid, like I was probably 22 years old.
Yeah.
You know, in my specific profession, you strive to be the best that you can be all the time.
Yeah.
And you're kind of showing out for the guy to your left, the guy to your right, because you're trying to be the best at what you can be. And I think the same could be said, you know, with religion. You're trying to focus on, you know, what you're being taught, what you think is right. And you're trying to be the best that you can be in one certain area. And a wise man once told me that when you die, how do you want to be remembered? You know, you want to be remembered as the guy that had the cars and had all the shit? Or do you want to be remembered as you, that was a father, that was a good person, that gave back? You know, what do you want to be remembered by? What do you want your legacy to be?
Mm-hmm.
And I truly buy into that, like 1,000%. Live your life, be the best person that you can be.
Your
Don't
legacy is
be an
everything.
asshole.
Yeah.
You know, be the best version of you that you can be. And like you said, right? Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't
But
know. Yeah.
I hope that if I'm wrong, that God is forgiving enough, like everyone says he is, that he's going to give me a pass and let me through because I was a decent enough human being.
Yeah.
But
And that's anybody who doesn't believe there's a God can hope for at that
sure,
point.
yeah.
It's almost like, you know what, and sorry not to cut in if you had more.
No.
But there's a rapper, I don't know if you really listen to hip hop like that, but I've kind of told these guys about it. There's a guy out there named Kendrick Lamar. He made this song a while back.
God, he's a stud.
You know what I'm talking
He
about.
is the best.
Yes, man. Okay, he knows who Kendrick is. Okay.
Jelly, tell him your favorite rap album from Kanye.
Oh God, the College Dropout was.
See, there you
truly
go,
believe that was
man.
the
Like, yeah, you
greatest,
know what?
greatest
Hey.
rap album ever made.
Yeah, it was one of the best.
You don't like it?
That's what it was like.
Oh man, nah. It's him that don't like them. They was arguing about him last time.
Okay.
God, that's
so,
when rap still told a story, right? And Kanye just told a story.
I'm a big look. I told him I have it on vinyl. I like that album. I
Yeah,
have
it's
it
a
on
great
vinyl.
album.
So it's a good album. And I was telling you know that I told you I liked it too. There's songs on there that are really good. The whole album's good. You let it just play. It's
great.
solid. But J. Cole, that's my favorite artist.
God, he's
now,
a stud too.
Yeah, see, you see what I'm saying? So a lyricist, man.
Just
Lyrics
let
and
him watch
artistry.
the episode and he'll know where we're going with all this.
Yeah,
He'll know
you gotta. Yeah, you'll see. Yeah, exactly. So you talking about the older episode? You talking about
why we laughed when it came to Kanye.
Oh yeah. If you watch enough of season 1, you'll understand why. There's our old returning host who was in Bruce's chair. That's the visuals that he's in. He's wearing a big Kanye West t-shirt, man. He's avid. Like,
If
that's his
you,
fucking king, dude.
If you guys invite me back, we got to do a segment on hip hop and how it's lost its way over the last 30
I'm down.
years.
We
I
definitely
would
do that. We will
love
make
to
that
do
happen.
Part
something
two.
like that,
Absolutely.
yeah.
We'll definitely make that. We'll do a part 2 for have you come back for sure.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, just to kind of go with that. I lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere with this.
Well,
just
he
now.
still had to do his closing.
No, he's doing his. And I know he's going to do his, but it was something I wanted to add to what we were talking about just now with the. Why did I even bring up hip hop? There's a reason I was bringing it up. Oh, I remember now. I'm back. No, it's Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, yeah.
So with
Yeah.
Kendrick, also another stud with Cole and Ye. He's
Yeah.
up there with them. He said something that it was kind of contributing to what you said about if I died and there was a God. That's where I was going. That's what I was getting at. And I remember now. He said, and I told you this too. I might have told B Money this, much I told Slideshow. I'd rather not live like there isn't a God than die and find out there really is.
That's a great point. yeah.
Then he says,
That
think
is.
about it. And the song ends. It's crazy, bro. That's Kendrick, bro.
And that's how hip hop was brought back with shit like that, with real lyrics, real stories, shit that makes you think. You know, that's what that genre of music was designed for.
Yeah, it's basically what you said. Oh shit, you are real. Wow.
Right. Like,
All right, let's have a
hopefully
conversation.
hopefully he's forgiven enough to let me in. But God,
Yeah.
that's a great line from Kendrick Lamar.
It's good, right?
That's great.
Shout out to him, man. You need to start paying me, bro. I've been telling people about that for a while, man. It was that impactful.
I think he's the last hope for hip hop.
It's a good song. If you want to hear it, it's called Faith.
Yeah, I will check
Faith
it out.
by
Which
Kendrick
album is it
Lamar.
off of?
It's not on an album. I think he just wrote it. It's just
Oh, really?
It's a random single when everything was coming up. It was before he made Section 80, his first album. It was like right before that. I think it was a single.
Oh no, shit! I'll
But
check
the
it out
song
for
is
sure.
called, or it actually might be on Section 80. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Guys, forgive me out there, viewers and watchers. Like you're like, man, you ain't a real K-Dot fan. Hey, man, I know he went by K-Dot in his days before he was known. Okay, but anyway, the song's called. Just look it up in case it isn't on there. It might be on Section 80, but just in case you look up Faith.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar, Faith. This
I'll
is
check
the
it
song's
out.
called Faith. Yeah. So it's pretty good. It's interesting. But anyway, with that being said, go ahead, B Money, take us away with your final tidbit for the.
Always take the time to find the silver linings in life and lessons. Be a good person and find the joy and happiness and passions and hobbies. That way you never get doled out and getting those lumps and slumps.
That makes sense.
Always have something to look forward to.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Cool. All right. Anyway, thank you for being on the show again with us, Jelly. We really appreciate
thank you guys.
being here,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Honestly, having you here, man, you brought some good insight. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, good conversation, bro, with a mature conversation at that. With all that being said, this has been the conversation that never ends. It's time. Let's talk. We'll see you guys next week.